Happy Thursday. It's Chill. It's Marcus. It's Darius.
Nope, you don't say his name till he get in here.
It's
We
the
take offense
Pantheon
the right
weekly
way.
live stream here, where we cover some of the topics you care about that we care about, mostly surrounding the superhero field. The first topic we got to, I gotta ask how you are. Hey Marcus, let's pretend we weren't just chatting over the last 10 minutes. How you doing, Marcus?
Doing great, doing absolutely wonderful, fantastic.
Anything new happened to you that you would like to share in the last 6.5 days?
Ooh, I made a significant sale at work in the last week or so. Yeah, yep.
All right,
Yep.
that's cool. That's
Went
nice.
well.
Did you bump into your old barber?
No, I didn't. I have the same barber. I'm not like Josh. I don't be changing up.
That was very interesting though, because I know what that's like. Now I haven't got a haircut in a long time, but I know what it's like to bump into your ex barber and go, "Oh yeah, I don't get my haircut with you anymore."
Like, you doing other things now, huh?
Yeah.
I see. Yeah.
Why is it wrong though? Because for me, it was more so proximity. Like there was a reason why I went there, and now I don't go there anymore. It's the same reason we visit certain banks. You might have a new job that's, there's another bank that's next to your job, and that's just the place you hit up right when you need to get your money situated. Why is the haircut different?
I mean, a barber is a relationship type business. You are part of a clientele, and so you not coming anymore is a percentage of his income. So he at least that's how I think barbers look at it. Like, oh, okay, well, fuck off then, former client.
So I guess the key, if you want to avoid something like that, is attend at the same barber shop. Go every day, every time you need a haircut, but just take whatever chair is open and don't be picky with select barbers. Everyone's qualified. No one's gonna ruin your lineup. No one has a specialty in fades that the other guy doesn't. Everyone is the same. I don't want to hear it.
Okay.
No, the talent.
This isn't sports cuts. This is everybody's not of the same caliber. There's a first chair, and then there's everybody else. There's a reason why the person sitting there when you first walk through the door is the most busy person in the entire barbershop. That's not by mistake.
The difference in quality haircut that you're gonna get with the guy who's first on the chair and second on the chair is not worth the wait.
Are you telling me, or is this an hypothesis?
I was telling.
I mean, I've got practical experience here. I'm trying to tell you.
Okay.
First chair, is different.
All right. How different? What's the practical experience where you went, oh man, I gotta live with this thing the whole what was it?
Yes,
what
like a screwed up line, a screwed up fade. Yes, everything that you're talking about doesn't apply. Absolutely applies when you're not going to your barber.
So something being,
it's not just skill level. It's also okay. This guy knows my head. He knows what I want. He knows
my head. He does not remember your head. You can say someone's good with
if
cutting hair.
I've been going to the same barber, he's been cutting my hair the same way.
Are you the only client?
For any number of years? He absolutely knows how to cut my hair better than other barbers. He's a barber. It's his craft. It's what he does for work every day.
Yeah, but don't tell me your specific head out of the 100 heads he cuts.
It's not special to him.
No,
he's special to me. It's working the other way. He provides a service to me that is particular that someone else can't do.
In your negative experience, was the other barber more than 1 centimeter off?
Fam, I can't give you a direct measurement. It just was off. It was off enough for me not to like it.
All right.
Yeah, for it not to look the same, for it not to give the same feeling or aesthetic. Most people walk out of the barbershop and they're a brand new man.
Yes.
Right? If he's not doing that for you, then something was wrong. Something was off.
Yeah, it's valid. You got me. You win. I definitely concede to your point. Right? It's the reason why we go there. Urban Guru's in the building. He says he saved a ton of money on his car insurance.
There you go, Urban. Shout out to Geico.
Let's go to the first story, which is a DC Peter Safran story. Okay.
Cool.
Comic Book Movie covered it, but I think it was Matt Belloni from The Puck who covered this first, that Safran's rumored DC Studios departure could pose a major problem for the DCU. A new report claims to shed further light on the big chances happening behind the scenes at WB and the possible ramifications. This is a run-on sentence. There's not a period anywhere. I'm upset
because they don't give a damn about punctuations.
I ran out of oxygen and
What
half.
up, Stamina? Raymond.
Hello, Stamina and Raymond. It says from Josh Wilding. He says earlier this week, a report from Puck claimed WB Discovery CEO Zaslav is looking to end Mike DeLuca and Pam Abdi's stint as Warner Brothers Pictures co-chiefs. They've spent an awful lot more than they've made for the studio since taking charge of its film slate. And the frugal Zaslav, who wasn't shied away from scrapping near completed projects, appears to have reached his end of his tether. DC Studios CEO Peter Safran is reportedly a top contender to take over from Luca and Abdi, though that would currently leave James Gunn to run the studio alone. The Insider, our favorite, has shared an update today, theorizing that Zaslav may be eyeing Safran because he wants out of the DCU. It makes zero sense to me, unless his DC Studios co-chief James Gunn has become such a control freak that Safran feels like there isn't much there for him to do
Give it
over
to
there.
me. Give it to me, Jeff. Give it to me. Get out my brain and give me the information.
That could explain why he'd take another position within the studio, which would
Mhm.
allow him to work on a greater range of projects
Mhm.
outside of comic book movies and TV shows. You guys hear
Mhm.
you hear what he said it? He's here the way he said it. I didn't improvise. That's how he
Yeah,
talked.
no, you can feel it in the writing. No, that I think that's exactly what's happening. So when I heard this, the first thing that came to my mind was, damn, why not Gunn? Gunn is the president. He's the content maker. Why wouldn't you trust him to head up Warner Brothers? If that seems like the natural elevation. I always thought of Saffron just kind of being attached to Gunn to help run the business, the marketing, the merchandising, while he is focused on the creative stuff. It seems like now, for some reason, Saffron is outpaced. Well, not for some reason. We all know the reason. It's results, output. But Zaslav has outpaced Gunn now. And so now when we're looking to cut fat, they're taking two positions and consolidating it into one. So he's getting a nice hefty pay bump to head up Warner Brothers if that's the way they end up going. But again, the most telling thing about that is that they didn't think of Gunn first, and they're detaching him potentially away from him and Saffron, away from each other. That doesn't sound like. Sounds like a Superman better hit or you're gone, which is it's a lot quicker. Maybe not that definitively, but Superman not performing could be the writing on the wall for James Gunn long term.
I think Zaslav's playing the long game. I don't know DeLuca and Abdi's contract. Maybe it was always going to be up in 2025. Safran joined James Gunn in a decision they made like late 2022. Okay, maybe he's like takes over. Zaslav sees how long DeLuca and Abdi are there for, and he says, "James Gunn, you're going to be our DC president, right? Peter, you can co-sign with him. You can do all the administrative work. I know when DeLuca and when Abdi's contracts are up in 2025, I'm putting you in their position. I already decided they already spend too much money. So just to have you doing something and to ensure DC launches with the best possible way, you and James are going to work together. Don't tell James though, but James is going to be the solo president in any minute now. And yeah, then I can X off those two jobs that we don't need. I think this was all planned. We just find out about things today.
See, when executives change, that's not long-term planning. You don't plan long to you don't give an executive, C-suite executive like the head of Warner Brothers Studio or the co-heads of Warner Brothers Studios 6 months to a year to prepare to defend themselves from being ousted. It's just not.
I think the
You
contract
move.
was up. It's like Kathleen Kennedy. They don't ever
Right,
fire her.
but then most people, when your contract is about to be up, you start going through contract negotiations to try and potentially renew. I don't think that they were just retiring or wanting to give up their post as head of Warner Brothers. So if it was a thing of, all right, we'll use this as an opportunity to get rid of them, that's also circumstantial, right? That's also just so happened to align with the timing, as opposed to him coming into it with the idea of Peter Safran always eyeing heading up Warner Brothers. I think it was a results driven thing. I think he's looking on the landscape and nobody has really wowed him with this amazing catalog he was told that he was buying, right? No one has really done anything to take the forefront of the film industry as of yet, right? And I mean, Dune's still there. There are good things going on at Warner Brothers, but I don't think for Zaslav, like the article said, who's very frugal, he's counting every penny. I think we connect in that way. He wants to see more empirical data that what he bought is actually going to turn a profit. I don't think he wants to hear any of the creative stuff. He wants to hear like viewership numbers, subscribers, stock prices going up. That's the only thing he cares about. And if that comes in relation with your character stuff, with your creative stuff, then fine. I think for me, that's why he split them apart. It's like, no. Somebody's going to be here. Somebody's going to be an adult in the room. And then the other side is going to be able to focus on trying to create good content. But we're not going to mix and match, because over across the lot, that's the stuff that they do, and everything overspends and they cancel nothing. And that's where they're at. We may be behind them, but we're not going to repeat the same stuff. We're not going to keep doing the same inefficient crap.
Rewinding to your frugalness, you famously said that you would always choose the ad cheap version than the one that has the full Netflix experience. Or what would it take though if it was just $1 more to get the one without ads?
You know what? I think Netflix actually tricked me, because I don't have ads on anything except for live events, except for obviously the Raw stuff. So I'm actually paying, oh my God, I'm about to throw up $19 for Netflix. $19.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. That's a lot. So you're asking what would they have to do to sweeten the pot, or what is the price point?
Yeah. What's the price point? And now let's just say an extra $1. 19.
Yeah. 19? If they go up again, I'm going ads free. Or I'm saying I'm going ads. I'm taking the ads. Yeah.
Okay. And they got us stuck with wrestling. Like, we love it. And it's a great season right now leading up to a big pay-per-view event. So we're not going to cancel out, but I will cancel eventually.
I actually like the ad placements on Raw, because they're strategically placed and they're not so cumbersome. I was watching, well, no, I'm not mentioning that platform or the show I was watching. I was watching a certain platform and a certain show.
Everybody right now knows you're chatting about.
Nope, I'm not saying it.
You can't see it, huh?
Nope. But I swear to God, within the first 30 minutes of this show, there had to have been 4 ad breaks. I swear to God. I was like, you can't be serious. We just came back from an ad break. Homeboy just got pieced up. Can we stay in the moment for a second? No. I feel like they're ruining the viewer experience for a certain degree. I don't want to go on certain apps that I'm really buying for nostalgia anyways and pull up old content and get commercials. That is stupid. That's dumb. Nobody should be getting commercials while they're watching Smart House. What is wrong with you?
Smart House? What's that? Smart Guy?
It's a Disney Channel original.
Oh.
Did you guys not watch Disney Channel original movies in Canada growing up?
I don't remember that one. I remember Double Dribble, the one with the girl with the
Double Team. Yeah. What else? You had Johnny Tsunami, Xena.
I remember, yeah.
Or
what's the one with Cadet Kelly with Lizzie McGuire?
Cadet Kelly. There you go. There's a good one.
Oh, everyone's favorite High School Musical.
That is not everyone's favorite.
No, really? You didn't like that one? Oh,
I would say it definitely is the biggest Disney original. It has the most stars in it, or the most people who became stars. But I definitely not my favorite.
No, maybe Camp Rock has the best star power.
Absolutely, Raymond.
He
all the Disney Plus originals are on there.
Smart House is on Disney Plus. Yes, it is. Even if the execs, back to the topic, their contracts are due to expire and not renew, Safran's paperwork isn't in the same state. He'll need to be removed from his existing situation in order to take on anything new. Yeah, and I'm saying like it was anticipated. I'm suggesting that. I don't know that for sure though.
Well, maybe it could be. Could still be. It could still be anticipated. It's just the question of how long was this timeline? Was it in the last 3 or 4 months we decided this, or did we come into this situation always hoping that you were going to be ahead of Warner Bros? I think it's probably the former more so than the latter.
The next part states, that said, this is still James or Jeff Snyder still being quoted. That said, I'm told that number 3 at DC Studios, Chantel Nong, who's that? You ever heard of that name?
Chantel Nong?
Yeah.
That sounds African. I don't know.
I thought it was Chinese, bro.
Let's look it up. I bet $1. Let's see who's right.
Yeah. That is a Chinese name. That's not an African name.
Look it up right now. Look it up.
Like I will go to a barber shop and cut my hair if Chantel Nog is an African person.
That's a
Number
crazy
3
thing
at
to
DC
bet this
Studios is
on.
African. There we go.
Damn it!
Film
Ah,
you need to learn your names.
I've
So
never heard that. Never heard that name ever. I've heard
Chantel Nog.
Hong with an H, never with an N.
Don't Aubrey Graham this and extend your L. You lost. You got it wrong. Let's just.
Hey, fam, because I don't know Asian last names. Oh, my apologies.
Isn't quite ready to replace Safran in the capacity of co-CEO, nor is she necessarily the right fit alongside Gunn. So while the WB slate may fare better under Safran, DC Studios may ultimately suffer in the long run without him taking on the brunt of business responsibilities for the studio. I have to respect that take because I don't know anything about what a DC executive does. Like,
Sure.
what do? You just sign off on, put the backpack out with David Cornsweat Superman. What do? You just agree to licensing agreements, right?
Well, yeah, I would say that negotiating licensing fees and things of that nature, relationships with the vendors is probably a big part of his role. With the studio, with not other studios, with the theaters, big part of it. He's just the business guy. He's the business side. He's the head of the boring day-to-day kind of bureaucracy of movies.
But isn't every business guy they have their own assistant who really does everything? You just make your decisions, and then that's who writes the emails.
I mean, you would like to think the more competent ones at least know what's going on and how to direct said assistant. But sure, everybody has an underling who does a lot of the legwork. That still doesn't mean you don't need a competent executive to make sure things are going the way that they're supposed to.
Mm-hmm. If that's African, yikes! It wasn't.
I mean, shit. One more syllable and we have Nuongo.
And an apostrophe.
Gotcha. Anyways,
I saw actually related to apostrophes that T'Challa's name isn't really T'Challa. It's supposed to be just Chala.
Who said that?
He said it in a comic book.
His name was not supposed to be T'Challa. It's supposed to be Chala.
Yeah, he actually says Chala. It's crazy.
Interesting.
But here it is, Screen Rant, that we've been saying his name the wrong way the whole time. Now, I was introduced to this in the movies, so therefore it's not my fault. But
I guess that would have been the first. No, even in the animated series, they call him T'Challa.
Yeah, see, everyone got it wrong.
Yeah, like I don't. But I mean, maybe it was just one of those things. This is pretty old, so it just got kind of lost along the way. I mean, if writers don't pick it up and continue it, then it's lost to the annals.
This is our stop. By the way, what do they call you? Just the Panther? Either the Panther or T'Challa will suffice. T'Challa? Without the T, Kevin. Without the T. So it should have been Chala.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's how. I mean, that was
but
written.
Then again, that is just who was that? I could have trying to see
who wrote it.
Yeah, could just be his take. Or I mean, it literally is just his take. It was. I mean,
it was probably always intended that way. For all I know, maybe the way they talked in the office, they said Chala. But then the guys what's the first time T'Challa appeared on TV? It was on Fantastic Four cartoon. The guys who made that Fantastic Four cartoon, they read the word and they just said, yeah. They didn't have to read every single comic book issue to know that, and they just went with that's how we pronounce it.
It's just there's so much other literature too. It's like somebody could have seen it and corrected it at some point, but
we're assuming someone has also read that specific comic book issue who's working in the,
There are other issues that predate this one though, like but with the other pronunciation. So it's like which one takes precedent? The literature that came before this writer's work, or it's just kind of
I don't see it that way.
How do we pinpoint one thing and make it mean more than everything else?
No, but you would have to find a scene where he says my name is pronounced with the T. That doesn't happen.
Okay. I mean, cool. I don't want to fight about it. I'll let you have it. Sure. I feel like that works. That's fine.
Darius, we were just on the topic. Hello, welcome, Darius. What's going on?
Hello. What is going on?
What you got? What you got a slushie or something?
Oh, snow cone. It's that time of year.
Oh, is it good?
It's okay. They could have done that.
You better tell them to put a rush on it next time.
They could have done better. No, I had to clean. And then when I came home, Capone had a major blowout. I'll spare you the details. Yeah. Yeah.
Darius, if you saw the name Chantel Nong, what background would you assume that name is?
I don't know. African.
Oh!
Okay.
What?
No, nothing. You right.
Saved it. You saved.
Fuck your shit, King.
Darius, you saved this man. Chala sounds like an overly casual nickname from someone lazy, culturally insensitive to me. Yeah, that's because we're so inclined to Chala. Like, that's how we think of it.
Called it culturally insensitive. He said it was a microaggression.
Something else that broke out recently, I think after we last streamed at Pantheon, Harry Potter had some casting news.
Harry Potter
and the Sorcerer's Stone.
Young Harry Potter.
Ronald Weasley.
Hermione Granger.
Hermione Granger. The African American.
They're supposed to be, yeah.
That's who our McGonagall is. Looks
very
just
good
like
casting.
her.
Yep, very good casting.
And an accurate hair. You know what I mean? She was recasted also when it was Fantastic Beasts in the past. So not the second, but the third time we've seen a McGonagall. Her name is Maggie Smith. Sorry, not Maggie Smith. Her name is Janet McTeer. That's her name.
We call her Ozark Lady.
Fantastic. Yeah,
she's very fantastic.
Good.
What's going on here on the right side? Why did Deadline dim the light when they were showing Professor Snape's face? Huh? That was
he got a deep shadow on the right side of his face. They went to great lengths to make him look as pale as possible. But again, what did they expect? What do any of us expect? Okay. Let's set the obvious aside for a second that this is a race swap that no one asked for and it's going to be drugged through the mud. Let's just put it over there for a moment. Let's just talk purely about the story. So, how do we think they tweak the storyline? And they absolutely have to tweak this storyline to make it fit Papa. Instead of Snape being ridiculed for being some pale, greasy, long-nosed, ogre-looking kid, how do we apply that to a black man without making it extremely racist and distracting?
You don't?
No, I mean, we're doing it. He's been cast. So let's theorize. Let's do it.
I don't care to, though. I feel like it's participating in the stupidity.
It's boring to talk about, hey, they shouldn't have done this. People are going to get mad. We know that. Let's try to fix it for him. How do we fix it?
I don't know. He's the father of Dean, and we get an extra relationship here in the show.
Hell no.
That's another thing, relationship-wise. Y'all gonna have this black man chasing Lily Potter around his whole life just to get beat up by her eventual husband? Like, again, some of this shit I'm not going to show up to see. I'm not going to subject myself to this nonsense.
I don't know if I won't watch
Driver
it.
Was too expensive.
I can't say I won't watch it because I'm such a Harry Potter fan. I have to give it a chance.
No, it just depends on how they do it. They have to change it. It can't be, oh my God, Lily, my undying love for you. I love Harry too. I'll give my life for you. No, brother, stand up on your 2 feet. Absolutely not. Go find some voodoo witch to be with. No, not gonna. I can't figure out another way to make him. Maybe he comes from a poor part of town and they tease him for that. Maybe he has muggle parents like Hermione and he can be a social outcast like that. Don't try to make this man ugly. Don't talk about his physical appearance. Don't make the rest of his classmates, because it's going to be distracting. It's going to turn into a piece about race, and they are not equipped, nor are they even trying to do that.
I think one of the points of this series, because the whole thing at the very beginning was, why the fuck are they doing this? Why are they doing this? Why are they doing this series? What was the point? Blah 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 blah. And then, of course, as more came out about it, they were like, oh, well, we're going to get to dive into things that we didn't get to dive into during the movies. And we'll get to, touch on so much more that just wasn't in the films, blah, 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 blah. So I said all that just to say, I don't think that they're going to change Snape's backstory just simply because they want to keep it as close to the books as they've promised from the very beginning. And then expanding on that with the things we didn't get to
promise,
see.
though. They've already broken that promise. Like we're kind of past
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, they've broken that. But I think if they strayed any further from that, then you really do have a visceral reaction. Not that this wasn't a visceral reaction, but you have a real reaction from fans as like, okay, what exactly are you now trying to do with this whole series? Because you're now changing way too much.
Okay. I got an idea. I got one. So I think that it was, and some book readers can correct me if I'm wrong, but it was lightly veiled that it could have been a possibility that instead of Harry being the product of Lily and Harry, that actually he was the product of Lily and Severus. If you kind of look at Harry, the whole greasy black hair thing doesn't necessarily fit James Potter. It's a little bit more like Severus.
Wait, they always said you look like James Potter, but you have your mother's eyes. What do you mean?
Man, when I seen the movie, to me, this is me. I thought that they worked, especially as he got older. Yeah, the whole glasses thing, any white guy with glasses kind of looks alike. But just in terms of their visual facial features, so much closer to Snape and his mother than James. But let's what if they just go all in and make whose idea am I stealing right now? This is Perp's idea. They make Harry beige and they make him the love child of Lily Potter and Severus Snape over here. Papa.
When I tell you that I don't typically like you can go on my channel and you can scan through all of my videos. You will not find one where I am outright just attacking a studio or attacking. I will, as a Harry Potter fan, I will riot. I will get on this fucking on this platform, and I will. Not that anybody, even if they wouldn't hear me, it would be loud and very angry.
The Aaron Pierre him.
Harry Potter about to look like Jon Stewart. I'm saying though, we still haven't seen new Harry yet, right? So it's all up in the air.
Yeah, I'm that one. I might actually have to catch a train or flight out there and get on the front lines.
Okay, let's just start adjusting. Let's just start adjusting expectations. Also, is the news of the Warner Brothers studio heads being replaced potentially by Peter Safran coincidentally coming around this casting, or because that could have stayed quiet? It doesn't sound like any definitive decision has been made yet. It's mostly scoop. So is there any correlation?
Peter Safran's not going to change this out here. The workforce race, 11% Black African American, and they say, where is it? There was a part where they say we're looking to retain. Where did it go? I don't see it, but it used to say we're trying to retain all of our, damn, it's not here anymore. If this wasn't live, I could probably find it quicker. But basically, I remember them saying that, and they're going like, we aim for all of our products to have this much inclusion. And so Harry Potter happened, and they go, wait, everyone's white. We got to change somebody. We're going to go Snape. Who's it going to be? Snape.
Isn't it funny that when they run into that problem, oh, everybody's white, they never land on, hey, let's create a new character. Let's make a new character whose origin is of that of a Black person. That's not my solution. Change a character. Like,
my solution isn't to change or even to introduce a new one. It's just fine. So what? Harry Potter happens to be white. Now, getting a background or supporting character and changing him isn't the same as launching a Black IP who's Black led. Like, get it now that Harry Potter's white and it's just very white, understandable, cool. You don't just do one
If
TV
it
show a
is
year on
your
HBO Max. You do multiple TV shows a year. Give the same budget to a black cast, led with a black character, and
right.
I'm like, okay, yeah, let Harry Potter be white.
If it is your interest to unwhiteify Harry Potter, swapping out a white character for a black one does not succeed in that.
That's
You know what I
why I
mean? Like,
kind of
I
that's why I
don't
kind of
think
did the
that.
because I don't agree with that either. I think so the white folks can be like, oh, so they did get they really did go and do Harry, you're a nigga, Harry. They really did. They turned it into a meme. They made the meme real. Like, oh, they're copying
Like,
Harry Potter. They're
that's
all,
not the answer. If your aim when you're looking at it and say, "Oh, Harry Potter's too white," don't take one of the most popular characters in the series and make him black. What it? But
It
so
doesn't.
that's what I'm saying. Like, again, if we were parsing this from the intentions, we would end up in a different place. The intention
Okay.
isn't to unwhiteify Harry Potter; it's to box check.
It's to fulfill this pie graph here. That's the intention. That pie graph. That's all they care about. Sorry for getting rid of you guys. Wrong button. But like, that's the point. Now, the point of that pie graph should be to launch black franchises so that we don't have an abundance of exclusively popular white-led IPs. That's why you make a box like that and you go, okay, fine, 11%. But if in that 11% there is this scapegoat of, well, we're not going to make new black characters. We'll maintain our status quo characters, which happen to be white. We'll just decide we're going to race swap a guy this time.
We'll just swap one. Yeah.
And in the Harry Potter play, they made Hermione a black woman, and that was satisfying the little, whatever inclusion standards they have in the theater.
Yeah,
and then
again,
here it is next.
but they also
they'll reboot. There'll be a third Harry Potter reboot coming in 2040, 2050, and they'll go, you know what we'll do? Ron, the Weasley family, they're all going to be black. We're doing such a great representation, and Snape will be white again. So they're not introducing a generation.
If they do that, I'm laughing. I'm laughing. I'm laughing, and I'm not watching. I'm because I'm looking at it as you're joking.
See,
like
that's crazy. You was gonna watch when Papa was out there running after Lily. Ooh, Lily. But you ain't gonna watch if they had beige Harry Potter. That's crazy.
Oh no, I'm not. I mean, I don't. They're just not going to change Snape's. That's who Snape is. He was chasing Lily. They're not going to change that. But as far as like
that shit, I'm going to play Dr. Umar memes on repeat while y'all watching Harry Potter's Black Daddy chases white mama all around Hogwarts.
They also, on Chill's point there about Hermione, they also made, I mean, people are doing the same thing with Snape. I'm not joining those conversations, but people are doing the same things online with Snape as far as like, the book describes him as this or this or that.
As
so he could be
pale, greasy-haired, long-nosed individual. Nothing that could even closely resemble the man that they cast.
Exactly why, like I said, I'm not joining those conversations because those are anyway. So, and then you've got the stuff that is said about Hermione. Now, the stuff in the books about Hermione, yeah, that falls more close to, okay, she could be a sister. They may be intended for her to be a sister. No, they did not do it.
And they did not do it. So now you set the standard. Everything beyond that is going to be a replacement. Is going to be a substitute. So again, if you felt like it wasn't black enough, you should have made that decision when you were creating it. There should have been a spot for a black character to come into this franchise. Whether that is vast or whether that's a leading role, that's up to you. A franchise that got it right, The Matrix. The Matrix. There's black people all up and through there. Would you call The Matrix a black franchise?
No.
Morpheus, Nairobi, Link, Pac. Link's entire family, the chick who was shooting the bazookas when they broke into Zion. There's black people all up and through that movie. That's not a black IP. Just is it possible? Mr. White creator, Tim Burton, Wes Craven, can I possibly just to roll, sir? Is there any room for a black person here, sir?
But the people surrounding them asking them for that aren't explicitly asking specifically
they shouldn't have to
that.
Shouldn't have to.
Well, they're not
You
expressing it
if
properly.
we're
I don't
asking-
expect these white executives to know everything they need about representation. It'd be nice, but they don't, and that's why something we always talk about T'Challa, how they just go, oh well, we'll age up his son, call him T'Challa, good enough, right? That's how they think. Same thing here. They'll think, well, we just changed Snape, just like we changed Hermione over the play. So there's always a black character in Harry Potter from now until forever. Yeah, but if it's not the same character, you're not popularizing or making
right, it's got to be the
generational
same. That's what you just said. It's got to be the same character.
over
It's got
and
to be
over
a
and
Ron
over.
Weasley. It's got to be a Hermione Granger. It's got to be
Well, no,
somebody. No, not them exactly. I'm saying
Okay.
it's got to be a position like that.
Dean
that
Dean
you're going
Thomas.
to.
Dean is a student in Gryffindor.
But
I know
they
he's
never
not important.
showed Dean.
Yeah, they
never
don't
know.
focus on.
I
Dean.
know. So now that you got more time, it's a TV show with more hours to fill. Let's see what Dean
I would
is
love,
up to.
I would love to see somebody cast as Dean and actually see him do something on screen. You're right, but I'm saying again, these are decisions that have to be made and have to be put at your forefront when you're creating, and that's why I don't give any shelter for ignorance, right? Like if they're not, if someone says to you, hey, you got to get this many black people in your project. Let's say that's the edict, that's the mandate,
which it
and
is.
you immediately find the most remedial, trivial way to introduce them into your project. That's intentional.
Yeah, why do we even have the policy then?
Yeah, that's intentional. So it's like I can't give any quarrel to that. Anyway, I wish him the best of luck. I don't know how it's going to work out. Again, I hope they tweak the arc ever so slightly so that they're just not throwing rocks at a black man and expecting me not to think it's racist. I hope that's not the way that they go.
Super chat.
Ric Flair drip go woo on a bitch. 5790 spent the coupe on my wrist. Multi-million-dollar, I'm a fool.
Salute to William Moloch. Keep the black family white. $5.
Keep the black family white. It's crazy.
Yeah, Ron Weasley. I believe the Weasley family is who he's referring to here. Wait, never mind. He says, I tried to say blacks, but YouTube wouldn't allow it.
Is blacks considered a slur? That's crazy because you can say the hard ER all you want.
Yeah, I don't know about, if they would have to. I would watch a Dean show, but they would really have to make me interested in Dean because the brother's been in the background.
He doesn't have to be the entire show now. Just give him a piece. Like we ain't going overboard now.
Yeah. Like, remember how Ron does the chess match at the ending, and then they used Hermione for her wits, and then Harry fought, what's his name? The guy with the quirl, I think his name was, with the face. All right. What did Dean do? Was Dean keeping Six outside and making sure that he was distracting anyone who tried to come? Like, you could give Dean plot. You really could. He's
crazy? Neville Longbottom got more screen time than Dean. Neville.
Yeah, but Neville's story.
Don't start with me. Don't start with me. Neville got nuts in the last 10 minutes of the last movie.
I'm telling you though, but Neville's story goes with everything. Like his parents were killed by
everybody's parents got murked.
Yes, but
didn't die.
Yeah, but he had a special connection with Bellatrix. Like she was like taunting him and like always talking about how she killed them.
You mean like I killed Sirius Black? You mean like that?
And she got it for that.
Now, if they race swap that one,
Who, Bellatrix?
If they make Sirius Black seriously black, then.
Hey man, I think everything's on the table. To be honest with you, if they take this swing, nothing is sacred. It's just they could potentially do any of that. Whole family, whole strange family, black.
We got some niggas, Harry.
Or,
temporarily only. After each reboot, it'll be a different character representing black. Where we fulfill a black character on screen without offering the benefits of representation long term.
So somebody gave me some Harry Potter news. The scene between Harry and Neville, the prophecy could have applied to both boys. Oh, really? I didn't know that. Had no clue.
Does that change the way you think of Neville?
Absolutely not. I saw it on screen already. Now you can tell me, yes, that happened empirically, and he means something to the actual story, the written history of Harry Potter. And yeah, okay, cool. I can never change that. What I seen in the Make movies, we can't undo that.
But see, they may play on that in the show, since they didn't get to really in the movie. See, Urban Guru.
They have a black Snape. They got too much shit to worry about to be trying to change and accentuate parts of the story that wasn't there before. These people want to see a reenactment. That's what they want.
Yeah.
They either better give it to them,
Yeah,
or they're going to riot.
we will
You
see.
will never going to be light skinned as well. They're going to cast Drewski.
Make Harry Puerto Rican and it'll tank like Blue Beetle.
That's not nice.
Harry Potter gonna be.
Shout out to my Boniquos.
I won't be watching. If I get any type of sniffing, or I sniff any type of outside of the Snape casting, because I knew that was coming. That's why I just laughed. But if I sniff anything crazy about what they're trying, like if they, I won't be. I just won't tune in. I won't watch. Not that they'll miss my view, but I won't watch.
It's gonna be very easy. You know, we're gonna tell. The first time he mentions Lily Potter, we're gonna know. This some bullshit, right? This some bullshit. Some bullshit there. Some bullshit. I wish they would. Why they could just avoid that altogether. How much work does it actually take to just not mention the love arc? Like, you can still have the undying loyalty to Dumbledore. He can still be a loyal servant to Hogwarts. He can still be a double agent in the Death Eaters. Like, none of that changes. He can still be sacrificed at the very end to the Dark Lord. I don't think any of that changes if, you know, he just doesn't fall in love with Lily Potter. They could literally just ignore it.
Her name might be Lil E.
Lil E is nuts.
I like it.
Shook said Harry gonna be a YN. Scar gonna be a tattoo.
You know what? If they bring in Beige Potter, I'm gonna watch just to see it burn. I'm gonna just see how bad it goes.
I'll miss the next Pantheon they do, because I'll be on a flight. I'll be on a flight. I'm like, you know what? I tolerate the shit with Snape, but Harry is too goddamn far. No. DeAndre Potter.
What's up next? What we talking about? What we talking about? We ain't talking about nothing. We talking about nothing. We ain't talking about nothing.
From
Mackie.
Oh. I say, what is next? Oh, is it Mackie?
Years, right? And I've seen people go from nothing to the biggest stars in the world. I've seen people go from one role to winning Academy Awards and doing all this shit. And what I realized yesterday, thinking about it, we're lying to our kids, dog. And I think that's a big problem in our community. We tell our kids that and this is fresh on my heart. Like, I literally just came to this conclusion last night. We tell our kids if they do right and they make the good grades and they go to the programs, and they will become successful. If you work hard enough, your work will be paid off. And that's not true. Success is given. It's not earned. Because you can be the most brilliant. If one person don't tap you, each one of y'all, there were people who could hit harder, who could catch better, who could run faster. But somebody said, you're the one. And the other 50 behind you fell off. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And because of that, I don't know what that emotion or that feeling is the scary thing. Because I went to all the programs. I've done Broadway. I've done off-Broadway. I've been in the business 24 years. I've been in 2 Academy Award films. I've done independent films. I've done major motion pictures. Now I'm Captain America.
Stop.
Right.
Listen to this man.
So now what?
Hold up.
Okay. Part of it felt like cope for Captain America, But once you get through that, there's some legitimacy to what he says. I do think we pitch this this dream of meritocracy, especially in the West, that we're the land of opportunity, and if you don't just get up every day and work yourself to the bone, then you must not want to be rich. You must not want money, right? It's capitalist structures that kind of feed that idea into you of meritocracy, which he's absolutely right. He works with people. Every production he walks into, he has to walk into somebody who was a director's son, was an actor whose parents were actors, or you know what I'm saying? Like, he does that on the regular. He sees just how many people have been handed their opportunities, who didn't have to sleep in their cars, who didn't have to go to Juilliard like he did, who didn't have to have this arduous trek to reach the pinnacle of their profession. And so he's speaking from practical experience. Like, I walk around with useless MFers all the time, and they are literally here because their uncle is on the board at Disney, or it's whatever nepotistic way you could get a job in Hollywood. He's probably seen it all. I kind of agree with him, actually. But yeah, the first part of it kind of felt like cope for Captain America. We be lying on our kids, man, because success ain't. I've been Captain America, man, and I done did all this shit, man. So parts of it did kind of feel like it may have hit home for him personally, but I think mostly he was right.
I think it did. I think it was. Oh, go ahead. No, you go ahead, Joe.
That's the part that gets me, though. We're lying to our kids, and everyone's different. Every family's different. Everything, all right? But kids could mean your 5-year-old. Kids can mean your 15-year-old. I'm not telling them the same message. That 5-year-old needs, I'm going to instill, you work hard, all that stuff you can accomplish. 15, you say, listen, in case you didn't already know, this is the real world, this is how things work. So that's where I don't agree with it. But I think we should be instilling that. And then he used sports later on. Sports is very close to a meritocracy. There's other guys who hit harder.
Yeah, I think further. Sports probably was the worst example he could have used as in terms of people. Now, if he just said coaching, he'd have been dead on ringer, like a dead center, right? Most coaches, either their coaching tree is full of friends or family, and that's just how college athletics, even professional athletics, works.
But favoritism exists in coaching. You can say that's going to be my starting pitcher or quarterback or whatever the occupation is, even if someone's a little bit worse. But naturally, like if you do have a better on-base percentage, or you steal more, or all those statistic things, you kind of have to go. No,
it's very rare. Well, there's one very obvious situation where the numbers don't really match the pay or the attention. But this isn't a LeBron or Lakers stream, so we'll digress on that one. But I do think the point still holds, is that maybe you're right. We don't have to be so pessimistic as to squash the dreams of a 5-year-old. But I don't think there's anything wrong with shifting focus. I don't think there's anything wrong with, adjusting your target, right? Don't aim to run yourself in the ground and die working, trying to chase a dollar. Aim to make the right connection that pulls you forward, and then another connection that takes you even further, because it's a much more realistic and efficient track than just feeding into the idea that if I wake up at the ass crack of dawn and I burn my fingers to the ground, then I'm gonna get something out of that, which is, a lot of people to early deaths, to be honest with you.
Your turn.
I agree with him on some things, but I don't agree with him entirely at all. I think the idea that I don't know if he was talking about in our community. I'm sure he was talking about the Black community, because we sell the dream of if you work hard, I'm guessing you can get out the hood, or you can get out of whatever, or you can, I've also said I do have a problem with just selling to black boys athletics to get out of the hood. Oh, you got to be this to get out the hood. I have a problem with that because you can be a scientist to get out. You can do anything you want to be to get out of the
You
hood.
can be any number of things to get
Exactly.
out of the hood. So many things they
So-
just didn't tell me. Wish somebody would have told me to be an electrician.
So I don't. I agree with them on that, but I'm on the line on that. But the idea of not to not sell the dream of success or whatever, I don't agree with. I don't agree with him saying that, we're lying to our kids and this and this and that. No, I know, again, I've coached AAU basketball. Like you said, sports is the wrong thing to use. I know plenty of kids that I've watched play, Grady Dick being one of them, since 5th grade, who is now in the league. It's because he worked his ass off to get there. So
Sports
it's like
the wrong one. He shouldn't have used sports as the analogy.
And he was looking for affirmation. He was like, right?
Yeah.
And
right?
one
And
guy
was
said,
like, no, you don't know what I had to do to get here, dog.
yeah.
You don't know what I had to do.
So I mean, I on the other part of the interview, I don't know if we played that part where he was talking about his 15-year-old, how he doesn't want his boy showboat, and I agree with that. Different households, different parenting styles are going to be different. You look at the Kardashians. I think what they're doing with that little girl is insane. I think that she is too goddamn grown, and a whole bunch of other things. So I do agree with him on limiting the social media to your child, and kids should. I've always said that kids should be kids. I grew up in the era of when the grown folks was talking, we were not allowed in the room. We went outside, or we had to do this, or we had to do that. It wasn't until I reached a certain age where I could stay in the room when grown folks were talking. So I do agree with kids should be kids. But I don't. The idea of not selling the dream, I don't agree with. Sell a dream, and if they want to try to accomplish that dream, then try to accomplish that dream. I mean, I know plenty of niggas that tried to accomplish dreams, but of course, had that dream and then woke up and realized, hey, reality setting in. I'm 26. I've got to stop trying to do these fucking walk-ons at colleges, trying to get in the league. Like at a certain point, fucking reality sets in. So
let me ask you, Darius, if you would have got through to that 26-year-old that's still trying to do walk-ons at colleges at 23 and told him to adjust his focus to coaching or to being, some sort of training staff or front office personnel, where would he be by the time he was 30, as opposed to starting that part of his career when he's 26?
Oh, no, I agree with that.
That's kind of what he's getting at. Like, if you think that just going hard is going to net a result, then you'll never get off the treadmill. You'll stay there until you burn out. I
agree with that part.
Like, hey, listen, it may not be your fault that you can't get through here. Like, it may actually not be your fault. It happens to a lot of people that don't make it. Most people, the vast majority of people don't make it. So let's find something else. Let's go about it a different way, as opposed to, hey, look, man, go chase your dreams. If you come back home, I guess you can stay in the basement until you get back.
No. I guess let me elaborate on that. I did tell that 26-year-old at 18, stop. I told him at 19, stop. I think at like he said, that his 15-year-old gets it. His 15-year-old was like, dad, don't make dad mad, all this kind of stuff. His 15-year-old understands. So I think, at that age, yeah, cool. But yeah, if you're still trying to accomplish things like that and stuff like that at 18, somebody needs to sit you down and say, hey, brother, hey, reality. Let's focus on some real things here.
Tina said Mackie found out RDJ got 40 M's and crashed out. He was like, look, man, I've been here all these years. He went and retired. They brought him back. He playing a whole nother character. Now he getting double my salary.
It's true in Hollywood. It's true with Harvey Weinstein, how he would select certain people who didn't deserve it, and success was given. Totally, I get it.
Yep.
It's not true everywhere else. So maybe he needs to rethink that or refine his quote to be specific to the movies.
I think he really messed up with the sports thing. Literally, if he would have said anything other than sports, that applies to education. It applies to government. It applies to a lot of different things. He just picked the one thing where the gladiators
the worst example. And it seems like Anthony Mackie has a a misspeaking problem. He misspoke during the press for Captain America, and he misspoke here during what was this during a barbershop type deal.
I think it's called the pivot.
Yeah, well, he
Pivot,
should have
yeah.
pivoted. He should have pivoted because that just was not the right analogy to use.
You said something about a 15-year-old too. Were you not done talking? Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. You play the part about his 15-year-old.
My 15-year-old, he tells the other ones, he's like, yo, don't make dad mad.
They be getting whooping.
Because once you get one that's right, he's gonna straighten the other ones out.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just that thing of, in the past 20 years, we've been living through the death of the American male. They have literally killed masculinity in our homes and our communities for one
This
reason
is
or
where I
another.
got confused.
But I raised my boys to be young men.
Motherfucker
However
just
you
be
feel
talking
about that,
sometimes.
you feel about that. But my boys will always be respectful. They will always say, yes, sir, yes, ma'am. No, sir, no, ma'am. They will always say thank you. They will always open a door for a lady. They will always make sure that their mother is taken care and provided for. They will always be men.
Blair Underwood was
And that's always since
very,
they-
very cordial, and he had good manners in that movie where he was beating up that black woman, that Tyler Perry movie. he was so elegant. He had good manners.
For
Yeah.
2 years old, every time I left for a job, I tell my 15-year-old, you the man of the house. You make sure these doors are locked every night. This alarm is on.
Yeah, that's
You
valid.
text me or you call me every night before you go to bed and you wake up.
I love that.
Because we're men. If I'm not there to protect, he got to be there to protect. Because you can have all the money in the world, climb through the window, that money means nothing.
Right.
You can have all the celebrity in the world, you jump through the door, that celebrity means nothing.
Yeah.
So you got to have a little guard in there, you know? And so for me, it's always that idea of American masculinity is very different.
Hold up.
I
So an
don't. I
American
didn't get.
masculinity.
I don't get what
didn't.
you ran-
Yeah, I don't get where he was going with the masculinity part. Like when he said, "My boys, masculinity is being taken out of our communities. My boys will always open the door. My boys will," and then went to list on what they'll always do. None of that falls under the category of being masculine. I don't understand where he was going with that.
It felt like he started leaning in and he was starting to feel like an incel, and he was like, hold on, let me dial it back. And he was like, oh, but they real respectful and they got good manners and they open doors and they'll take care of their moms. It was like, well, no, get to the masculine stuff. Tell me what they do to be masculine.
I'm
Like I wanted to hear that because I wanted to know just how far down this rabbit hole you was gonna go.
And I thought he was appealing. Anytime I hear terms like that, masculinity, he's appealing to right wing. Right wing who would have hated.
Like I was like, keep going. Let me hear what you got to say. Let me hear some more. And it seemed like he kind of started to backpedal it slightly. So he kind of got caught in the middle of a statement. It was like, yeah, my boy's masculine, and there's an attack on American masculinity and men not being men. And then just before he crossed into fresh and fit mode, he was like, oh, but we're very respectful and we do nice things and we respect women. And it's like, I sure, masculine men can do those things, but like, I thought you was going a completely different direction. Like I got very confused in the middle of that statement.
Yeah.
It was a
like I
palatable
said,
right wing message.
had been something because, yeah, brother was just talking.
I wish he would have
He was
named
talking.
something specific that he felt like was being destroyed
That-
in American masculinity. Like, tell us what you thinking. Like, say it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what
Same
what
thing.
in our community, what in the community is being destroyed?
But that's left for you to fill in the blanks. You're thinking about how they made the Black Panther a woman and the Thor is a woman
Well,
now
hold
too.
on now, chill, because he was a proponent of that. He said, "Oh no,
Yeah, this is
no one can step into that role."
Yeah,
now we're
hold
talking
on.
about destroying
even-
American
Why you guys remember
masculinity.
everything? God.
I didn't even take it. I've obviously I know he said that because that is one of the main reasons that I have all my exes pointed at Mackie, but I forgot he did say that. So while you sitting here rambling about masculinity and the community this and the community that, nigga, you wasn't thinking about the
Masculine
community this
character. Yeah.
and masculine this when you was talking about, oh, don't recast T'Challa. Nobody should play T'Challa. Man, this nigga got around a bunch of other niggas, felt out of place, and thought, what can I say that's going to be, nail on the head here? That's going to put me in with no. So fuck Mackie. Sorry. It's still fuck Mackie for me.
Hey, but he's a good dad though.
I do think he's a good dad. He sounds like a good dad.
You know who else was a good dad?
I'm yelling free, be nasty.
We got chat from Michael Nemo. He sounds like my dad when he was drunk. Was drunk? Oh yeah, Michael's older than us, right? So yeah. You know, I think they serve drinks during that interview, don't they? He was sweating a little bit.
I mean, maybe he wasn't. I mean, they was definitely in New Orleans. I could see the decorations and the shit. So you know, they definitely get
My
down in
boys
the
were
middle of the day down there.
Yeah. The decorations in the back.
You can kind of see it in the beginning. Take it all the way back to the beginning of the video.
Yeah,
that stuff. The purple, green shimmer.
So they came to visit him, eh?
Or one of Fred Taylor or Ryan Clark. Maybe they live in Louisiana.
Is Ryan Clark this guy?
No, that's Channing Crowder.
He don't look like a Channing Crowder.
Not Channing something else. Channing something else. And that's Fred Taylor, and then the other guy is Ryan Clark.
Okay, I think I seen him on First Take.
Yeah, Ryan. Yep, that's Ryan Clark.
And he'd be on he's done the barbershop deal with LeBron and them.
Yeah, he did sound a little bit drunk. He did sound a little out of it. I hear it.
I mean, he was getting loose. You know what I'm saying? He out there talking about male masculinity. You know he's sipping because he ain't got no business crossing into that part of the internet working for Disney.
What he needs to be talking about is the box office performance for Captain America: Brave New World, which is at what now? 373. You guys think it goes to 400 million? I don't know about that.
No.
I will cut my hair. That 400 million.
That's a made up number. That's not a real thing. That they don't need that to break even. No, it's not real. They don't need that to break even. They just threw that out there to in the jumble of the stench that still is Brave New World, and they're just like, hey, 455. There we go.
But
no,
you
that's
throw
not
out
real.
a number and then don't hit it. Like you threw out an arbitrary number to trick people to think that your film is profitable and still come up short. What is going on in Burbank?
What is going on over at Marvel Studios? Did you hear the stuff that was going on with Daredevil?
Oh, let's talk about it. Let's get to that. It's gonna be my favorite part of the show. Where's my Marcus was right list? Where's it at? I gotta add.
I really think you got a list.
One of the things that they were talking about, that some of the people have been talking about online, is that this really wasn't an overhaul. Like the show that we got is still the exact same show that they originally did, that we were told was an overhaul. They came in and changed everything. No. They changed some things. They recasted to the original casting of Vanessa, Fisk's wife. They had an actress in there, but they recasted. They brought her back, and they literally just had her redo the entire scenes they shot with the other actress. Script didn't change, things like that. They changed certain episodes. Bullseye wasn't originally in it. He was. Karen wasn't originally in it. Now she is. Foggy was going to die off screen. He died on screen. Matt wasn't going to be in the suit till the fourth episode. Now he was in it in the first episode. So nothing really has changed other than let's tweak. Okay, let's not kill Foggy off screen. Why were we going to do that in the first place? Let's not have Karen not in the fucking show that she was in the entire season or every season of the Netflix show. But okay, why we were going to do that, don't know. And this one is the worst. Let's actually put Daredevil in the suit the first episode, opposed to having him be depressed for 4, then get in the suit in the 5th. I don't know what's going on over at Marvel Studios. And at this point, I said it online on Twitter, and I'm going to let you, because I'm done. I said it on Twitter, well, until we start into the viewership part of it. I said it on Twitter earlier this week. I'm tired. I'm tired. I really am. I don't know if it's not a fatigue with anything like that, because I enjoyed Invincible. Invincible is right now, Jesus Christ, that is a return. That's a return to form. That's how you redeem yourself. That's what they just did with season 3 was redemption for season 2. I don't know what's going on over at Marvel Studios, and quite frankly, I have got to the point where I don't even care to continue to dig and find out at the core what's going on. What I don't care anymore. I'm tired. I am exhausted, and I'm at a point where that's why I haven't talked about Daredevil online. I don't care.
Let the darkness consume you.
Yeah, well, it is, because I just don't care.
Just quit him, bro. Quit him. It's good over here. Doing fine. I love it. Just quit them. Yeah, no, this is surprising. Daredevil's numbers being down is a big problem for Marvel because I hear it's good. I hear it's damn good. And no one's watching. Right? Like, we assumed that type of brand rot was just isolated to Lucasfilm. Right? Skeleton Crew's okay, but nobody's really watching it because of Acolyte. Acolyte was so terrible, nobody gave Skeleton Crew a chance. That's what that's all this possibly could be. Like y'all said, this is pretty much a 1-to-1. Characters, narratives, all of it to the Netflix show. Fans clamored to get exactly what they're watching on screen, and then they didn't watch it. So, what does that sound like to you, Chill? There's a fancy word that I brought up a couple times that said it was the best way to handle Marvel when it comes to their projects and how we promote them. What's the word?
Either apathy or embargo. Which one?
Apathy.
Apathy.
Apathy. We have officially gotten into the mode of apathy for Marvel Studios. And it may even extend further than that because this isn't the only one that people are just tuning out on. They're doing it on Lucasfilm. They're doing it on Disney Live Action. They've canceled the red carpet walk premiere for Snow White. They're not going to have media at the premiere for Snow White, a movie that they put well over $200 million into. How does that even make sense? What is happening? What's happening is they have defected their audience so effectively. They have pushed away people so well that they have stayed gone. And now even content that would normally interest the normie crowd is not bringing them back. I pray for Eyes of Wakanda. Yahya Abdul-Mateen might curse the day he accepted a role at Marvel for what they'll probably do to Wonder Man. I hope for Dominique Thorne's sake in her career that we don't see Ironheart. Because if Daredevil is getting treated like this, there's no boost in subs for Daredevil. Remember, y'all, February, they lost 700,000 subscribers. If Daredevil's not doing it, oh, you can believe the rest of the shit on the slate for the rest of the year is kaputs.
Let's read a you read it, please, my voice today.
Let me get it up here. Why is my screen not enlarging? There we go. Marvel's Fearless Daredevil Born Again took a Billy Club to beat out every other premiere so far this year on Disney Plus. I hate when they try to shape the narrative around the stats. That doesn't mean anything. That just means nothing on Disney Plus popped this year.
Yeah.
The Marvel television series starring Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio. D'Onofrio? I don't know.
Vincent D'Onofrio.
Vincent D'Onofrio debuted its first 2 of 9 episodes on March 4th and hit 7.5 million views in the first 5 days of streaming. That's half of what Ahsoka got, by the way, but you don't see that in the... Oh, here we go. They talk about Agatha all along. To become the most watched premiere of 2025, but fell short of 2023 Loki Season 2 premiere, which drew 10.9 million views over 3 days. That stat alone should tell you how ridiculous this article is. So over 5 days, they got 7.5.
Yeah.
In 3 days, 2 fewer days, Loki Season 2 got 10.9. Why
there is diminishing returns with more days. Like the first day is always going to be the one with the biggest bulk of views.
No. These are total views over that span. If you have more days, you should have more views theoretically.
I understand, but it's not as much views the third day and the fourth day and the fifth day and the sixth day and the seventh day. Each passing day, you're adding less viewers to that total.
It's still... You still shouldn't be able to have 2 less days and
You're
still sizably outrank. That wasn't... You can finish. Are you good with your situation? You can finish out the article if you want.
Yeah, it was just a little bit of my dinner made its way up. That's all. I was where was I? Oh, but fell short of Loki Season 2 premiere, which grew 10 million views over 3 days.
That's
And
insane.
2024's Agatha, 9 million over 7 days compared to Born Against
Why
5.
are they doing that? Why do they have the sliding scale of how they're measuring it? So now you can't even really tell. So 9.3 over 7 days compared to 7.5.
It's all damage control.
Yeah, that
It's
makes
all-
it seem
it's all
like
damage control.
Daredevil was more they're not measuring the same amount of time for each one of these shows to show you how competitive they were with each other. They're just shifting the numbers to make Daredevil seem like it's not being viewed. But we know for sure that Ahsoka had 14.5 million for the same amount of time.
I think again, there's no way to I'm not gonna dissect it because we notice, and I'm not saying Pantheon, just the overall Marvel community, MCU community. We have been having this conversation since Eternals. Are the cracks showing? Is it fatigue? Is it I said it. The Marvel we knew is gone. It's not gonna. Thunderbolts isn't gonna fix it. Fantastic Four is not gonna fix it. Avengers 5 and 6 is not gonna fix it. The soft reboot is not going to fix it.
Why
You
not?
want old Marvel? You go. Maybe, because
But-
people aren't watching now. I mean, we've moved on from certain characters that people weren't wanting to see. They're not showing. They took She-Hulk off the banner because people were upset with the show. So it's not that they don't know. It's just that whatever you need new blood, whatever you've got going on in the writers' rooms, you need new blood. Like Feige, you got to get rid of Feige. You got to get new people in there that with fresh ideas that have an ear to the ground. Because right now, there is no fixing. I'm sorry. I think Phase 5 is worse than Phase 4.
It may be.
Look at the projects from Phase 5. Phase 5 has been just as fucking stinky. This has not been fun. I'm not looking like, am I enjoying Daredevil? Sure, I'm having a good time. It's like, was episode 3 like, it was like, bro, this is what I mean. I'm watching episode, and I'm not spoiling anything because I know Marcus has not seen episode 8 of Invincible. I'm watching episode 8 and I'm having visceral reactions. My jaw is dropping. I've got my blanket over my face. I'm standing up, bro. I got so hot because I was getting bothered. I had to come from under my blanket. I'm having reactions like that, and I cannot wait for them to give us something from season 4. I'm not looking for next week's episode of Daredevil. Yeah, I know it comes out and I'll watch it, but
comes out.
But I'm not like, oh my God, I cannot wait.
Oh man.
That anticipation, that care for projects for Marvel, I feel, unless you are just one of the ones that's still holding on to your love and everything and you can't wait for Ironheart, you're not clinging to these Marvel projects like that anymore. I'm not. And I think that's a lot of the fans. Fans are just like,
them not matter either. Like they stopped. I guess they never really started because we just got done. We were talking pre-show about how none of the fan theories or the stuff that people would get in these live chats when WandaVision was on, none of that stuff panned out to be
because we've been trained to believe and with certainty know these don't attach. The writing team here has no idea what's happening else in New York.
Exactly. And it's almost like they have done that purposely to break you of the notion that everything leads to another thing. But that's what people loved about it. That's so obviously what people loved about it. How did they get that so crazy? How did they get that so wrong?
Well, yeah, because they've expanded too quickly and Kevin Feige. But it's not about new, fresh faces. That won't solve this problem that you're talking about. Having an old face like the Russos actually and Stephen McFeely interests me. You know, someone who can tap into different storylines and weave together a story in Avengers.
You don't think if we sweep Kevin out of here that we're going to get a completely different take on the Marvel universe? That's why I feel like a soft reboot would work. You just got to change some leadership. You got to change the leadership.
That as well.
We already know how stuff ends. Yeah, but people
I
aren't even. I don't even think that stuff is as popular as what it used to be. People are.
it's not
They're posting Marvel updates every day. Scoopers are posting updates every day. They're overloading us
every
with
day.
scoop. So people aren't
Every day.
theorizing like that
Jesus.
anymore. People are not
I'm sick.
following this type of stuff the way that they used to be.
Yeah, no, it's exhausting. It's like like this shit with Sadie Sink.
Mm. What do you think?
Is that a topic?
You think it's gonna be Jean Grey?
I don't.
I don't
I
think there's a
don't.
chance in hell. Kevin Feige bumped his head, did ayahuasca, and said Jean Grey is gonna be in the hands of Amy
Yeah.
Pascal.
Yeah, like
I
no.
don't think so. I don't think so.
It's not. I don't think it's going to be Jean Grey. I'm not trying to. I'm
Was
sorry if
not-
I'm busting bubbles. I don't think it's going to be Jean Grey. Like you said, there's no way Kevin Feige was doing that in a Sony. Even though it is partnered with Marvel and da 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 da, he wasn't doing that. But there were some interesting things that I did find out due to some things that Josh was talking about. And he had said that Charles Murphy had put in. I'm sorry, not Charles Murphy. Jeff Snyder had said that there in his new newsletter that he put out that they have a deal with Sony that there has to be. Yeah, you can use Spider-Man and blah 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 blah, but we want in every Spider-Man film one MCU, big MCU character, and they've done that. You got Iron Man in the first one. You got.
I would use that against them. I would make one character from the Sony universe have a relationship with that character that they force into my project. I would make them do something sizable in my universe that couldn't be ignored. I would use that. Why aren't people using their brains? I am so hearing this stuff. That is a backdoor that he arrogantly throws at you for control, but opens up you to promote your studio so much more. And what we get instead is Madam Web.
Yeah. But no, I think she's going to be Gwen Stacy. I think there's a pattern there that somebody eloquently pointed out on Twitter. Everybody's like, well, she's a redhead, blah, blah, blah. All of the actresses that have ever played Gwen Stacy have all been redheads. They have all dyed their hair blonde for
Bryce
Spider-Man.
Dallas Howard is a redhead, isn't she?
She is as well.
Okay, that's crazy.
We also know just from other things that have been leaked about this, because we were just about the leaking culture, and it changes every day, but this was put under the code name One More Day or whatever like that, and people made the connections to that comic. And at one point, Mephisto was supposed to be in there, and we also had learned, I guess, from who was it, Daniel RPK or My Time to Shine Hello, whoever it was, one of them said that the villain in this is not going to be a ground level villain. It is going to be somebody different, and I believe it is going to be Doom. I think it's Doom. I think they're putting RDJ in here.
It literally has to be Doom. We are running out of opportunities for this man to make an appearance before Doomsday.
Mm-hmm.
If it's after Doomsday before Secret Wars, it's a Battle World movie.
It's a Battle World film, so it would, yeah.
Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah, I think it gets instantly more interesting. Sadie Sink's casting does if she's not playing Mary Jane, or not Mary Jane. Excuse me, if she's not playing Jean Grey.
Jean Grey.
Like if she's Felicia, if she's Gwen Stacy, that feels a little bit more accurate for me as her as an actor.
Battle World movie. I don't think there's going to be New York with Felicia and with.
Well, they have to start. They got to start in New York. They're not. Spider-Man's not going to wake up in Battle World.
No, he'll in Doomsday. He'll have storyline, and that will explain how he gets to.
This movie is coming after Doomsday.
Yes, and before Secret Wars. So Battle 4 will be formed in Doomsday.
So do we not think that?
Yes, but so no. So even if it is Battle World, it can still be some type, because it's going to be the MCU. They can still do some type of New York, some type of deal like that. Because other things that we've heard about Spider-Man 4 is that it's going to be somewhat of Peter living a life that he's always wanted to live. So what if that's Doom's whole, spell over everybody? Only him and who's Strange and are probably going to know in the MCU that this. Whatever, yeah, right. So whatever it's going to be, I don't know. It's changed a lot, but he still could have a version of some type of New York where he is living a life that he's thought he's always lived, and they all just pray to Emperor God Doom.
I
And
mean,
Daredevil will be
Battle
there?
World
God
is
Emperor Doom.
pieces. Battle World is pieces of other people's world, so there theoretically could just be a Battle
Okay.
World New York.
Then yeah, there could be a Battle World New York, sure, and that's a good reason how you can just fit in Daredevil and Sadie Sink, Jean Grey, and everyone else in there.
Yeah,
Because I've seen them all. I've seen all of these rumors, and maybe they're all true in this Battle World. Maybe they'll have cameos like we had in The Void with Deadpool and Wolverine. They only saw a whole bunch of superheroes and supervillains show up there.
Yep.
Chill, and then it was also if I'm sending this to you, Chill. This is also a coincidence that Marvel's official Twitter dropped this today, and when Daniel had retweeted it and said, "Oh, what a coincidence!" I agreed. I was like, "Yeah, what a coincidence that you dropped this around the same time where we're starting to get the Sadie Sink officially from the trades been cast in Spider-Man 4."
What is it?
Gwen Stacy drop.
Play it from the beginning. Play it from the beginning, because it should have missed minutes and everything. Maybe not.
Yikes, y'all. Before we fall in too deep, let's hit the rewind button on the original timeline, recruits. On March 13th, 1973, in the original timeline, Marvel Comics delivers one of the most epic and tragic moments in comic book history. In Amazing Spider-Man number 121, the death of Gwen Stacy. This whole mess kicked off because Norman Osborn couldn't handle the heartache of his boy Harry's illness. But instead of dealing with it like a normal fella, that mean old Green Goblin side of his came creeping back to the surface. Now that Spider-Man's nastiest nemesis is wide awake, he's on a tear. He's got his sights set on Spider-Man, and that means poor Peter Parker's loved ones are caught in the crossfire, leading him straight to Peter's true love, Gwen Stacy. Despite Spider-Man's frantic efforts to save her, that nasty Green Goblin does the unthinkable. He tosses poor Gwen right off the George Washington Bridge. Gwen Stacy's death is a momentous event on the original timeline, profoundly impacting the Peter Parker y'all know and love, changing the course of his life as Spider-Man.
Crack. God damn, Andrew.
And eventually impacting the entire multiverse. Well, those are all the minutes we have for today. See you next time, recruits. For all time, always.
My big issue is there's more actually. Hold on. Is there a post-credit scene? No.
I don't think
the big
so.
issue is she said crossfire instead of crosswebs, and then she called it the main timeline because they're not allowed. It's mandated that they can't say 616.
That may be a thing. I just put something together, man. Sadie Sink is gonna play Gwen Stacy. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
No redheads allowed either. That's mandated.
Hold on. I think I may have realized how and maybe this deal could have became a happy marriage with Sony and Marvel Studios. All right, Sadie Sink plays Gwen Stacy. Who else is along? Obviously, Tom Holland, Spider-Man, but who else?
Or Firestar.
Sony, or well, hell no, it ain't gonna be Firestar.
You don't think so? That's a really strong one. That's a really strong one.
It fits narratively, but it's light. It's like, why would you use Spider-Man to go and do Firestar?
Mutants, they're slowly trying to introduce them.
But Firestar?
The relationship, and Destin Daniel Creighton is a really big
neighborhood friends.
He's a big fan of that show.
Okay, well, do it at your peril. Here's the smarter thing to do. You're also trying to introduce somebody else into live action, right? Maybe around Battle World, maybe Miles, maybe Sadie Sink becomes Spider-Gwen live action. Because do we think that they honestly are going to give up totally on is the Zendaya thing just done? She's never going to be the love interest in these.
She's in this.
No. I don't think they give
They're-
up on original love interest like that in Marvel. You always circle back to the original.
Yeah, I don't think they give up on it. I don't know what they do as far as like them remembering
She's
or
getting paid $1 million for Euphoria an episode. She's too expensive for what she'll negotiate to appear in the new Spider-Man. She's not that necessary.
I don't think that they got to use her in multiple appearances.
I agree.
Again,
She's really
they can
not
put
that
her on the
necessary.
shelf for a minute. They can definitely put her on the shelf. I don't.
She
think
does not
they'll
need to
ever-
be in this movie.
They're not going to solidify Peter and Gwen to the point where they can't pivot back to a Mary Jane, is what I'm saying.
And there's
So-
too much going on for a Miles appearance. Once you get Miles in, the clock is
Battle
ticking.
World, that's
The
perfect.
guy- once you get Miles in, the clock is ticking, and his age is going to start. He's going to start aging. That's the thing with Miles.
But here's the finished product. Who did Sadie Sink just finish up the last season of a once children's show with?
Ew, no.
Eh?
I
Your live action
don't
Miles? The kid
Support
from-
him as Miles.
Ah?
Caleb McLaughlin. No.
Yeah.
No.
They obviously
Wow.
already have the chemistry going on from the show. They've played love interest before. Miles and
Mm-mm.
Gwen in live action. Sadie
23.
Sink and McLaughlin.
He's 23.
I mean, they got to be roughly the same age. They played lovers. They played their boyfriend and
Miles is
girlfriend. in Stranger
15. Miles debuts at 15.
Things. Okay, so then we make them a little bit older to match Gwen Stacy's age.
I
This
think
isn't
that's too much.
complicated. This is not it's not complicated. She's college aged. He's supposed to be 15 when he gets introduced. We'll just make him 19. We'll make him 20. It's not that big deal.
I
5 years
value the youth aspect of the character more than you do.
Well, Gwen Stacy's not going to be youthful. Jean Grey's not going to be youthful. Anybody, Felicia Hardy's not going to be youthful. Anybody she plays is not going to be a teenager when she's introduced. You think Sadie Sink is getting introduced as a 15-year-old in Spider-Man 4?
No, I think Sadie Sink is 22, 23, so she'll
So
be
then,
whatever.
if Sadie Sink has a love interest, it should be her age, right? So then,
Yeah, but I don't want that. I
let's
just
just
don't want
loop up Miles. Spider-Gwen and Miles. Spider-Gwen and Miles.
I agree. I don't want a 23-year-old Miles. I would
Oh,
like a child
Jesus.
the same way we got a kid. Tom was, how old was Tom? 15, was he not?
maybe 16.
We watched this boy grow. Go back and watch the first
Why
one.
we
He
gotta
is
start-
puny.
Right, we've already done that. Why do we need to do that again? Why can't we just get a grown Spider?
Tom
young
Holland
adult?
was born in 96. The movie came out in 2016. That means he was 20 when the movie came. Well, he filmed it when he was 19.
Y'all hating on Caleb because he only 3 years old.
He was 19.
Get that man a suit.
He was 19 when he filmed. I don't think that's right.
Yeah,
He was 19 when he filmed the first Spider-Man.
Yep,
He was born in June 1996.
96.
So he was
No.
18 or 19.
Old as hell.
Man,
Get Caleb on the phone.
No, That's he's
Caleb
3 years
Beckman's
old.
gonna get Caleb.
So what? What is 3 years? Make it happen.
But it's not 3 years. I'm saying Tom is 3 years older than the 15, which Spider-Man starts at, which they did some movie magic and they worked it out. By the third movie, it kind of got hard to believe, but they
Man,
did
get
tell
out
us
of
there
here.
was a
You
blip.
wasn't just saying that about Tom
situation.
Holland before we got his confirmed age. You wasn't saying, oh, and I especially feel that way about Tom Holland Spider-Man.
Oh
That
my
didn't even
gosh, he
come up.
was 19.
Yeah,
I
see,
always
it's
felt that way.
okay. You
I
didn't
think-
even know until you knew. You didn't even know until you knew. Just
Because
forget
I
how
where
old
did
you
we? Okay, because see, wait a minute, hold on. Let me scroll up. I'm sorry. The Culture Made channel said the same thing. He was 6. Where did we hear that he was 16? Because I swear,
when he
out
shot
of his
Civil War,
mouth.
maybe no, because I mean he would have had to have shot Spider-Man before Civil War if he shot it when he was 16. Maybe he was cast at 16. He actually shot it at 19 because that takes a long time, pre-production, stuff like that, other casting.
he was
So he got the
19
job
for
at-
Civil War too. Yeah, maybe he got the job at 16. He was.
Yeah, he just got the job at 16.
I don't like that.
Trying to
I
tell
feel like
y'all,
I've been
man.
lied to.
Either way, even if they don't use him specifically, I thought it would be pretty seamless because they've already played love interest together on another show. But even if they don't get him, I think this saga is a perfect way for Sony to sneak in a live action Miles into one of these movies.
He
It's a
was
detriment.
19 when he landed the role.
It's getting worse.
It is. I feel betrayed.
Yeah, baby.
Lied to.
I don't know why you're dancing. Like you're
Because it's
suggesting
getting
something that's
closer
4
to
years
what I
older,
want.
but you're asking for a 4 years older.
They've done
Spider-Man.
movie magic. Plus, he's coming from a whole nother universe. We don't have to restart his origin story and watch him from when he's popping pimples on his face. He's a superhero. I'd rather see him doing adult superhero stuff anyway.
Okay, well now I'm throwing
somebody-
another one at you. I want a character someone to play him that is Afro Latino, and Caleb is not.
That's a
That
good
boy's
point.
head is nappy.
Hey, first of all, watch
Napped.
your mouth. Don't talk about the 4 C's. Don't talk about the 4 C's, okay? Secondly, I agree. That would be a reason to disqualify him. All the other stuff though, it's a dead on ringer. But
to
yeah,
launch Miles Morales with such a
Yes,
disadvantage
Ant-Man 1991.
to have
That
Tom
is where
Hol-
you place Caleb. Sorry.
when Tom Holland ages out and when he's done his little 5-picture deal that he just did right now, and when it's really expensive, that's when you bring in a new when fans are satisfied with getting enough Spider-Man, actual Spider-Man, then you can try and getting the knockoff Spider-Man who was Miles Morales. And
you're
see
out of your
who
mind. No, we're going to use the momentum that we have now. I'm not waiting another 10 years to get a live action Miles.
Then
That's some bullshit.
an early Miles will be a detriment to him. It won't actually
It's
turn
not
out.
early. It's not early. He's had again.
Miles
We're at a
Brown.
point where narratively it makes sense to transport him from animation to live action. It will never be that seamless again in the canonical history of Marvel. So it's a window. They have a very narrow window to make it happen. Plus, he's also never been more popular than he is right now. Why would they shelve him for a decade just to wait for Tom Holland to get out the way?
In relation to Tom Holland, it would be too soon. And then Tom Holland's work. We just got rid of Tom Holland in school. We want to see the older version of Spider-Man. And then here comes this new guy to rush in. His popularity of Miles, it'll only get higher with Across the Spider-Verse Part 2 and whatever else Spider-Verse they got.
Establish how old this man is. He's not going to be playing Spider-Man forever.
Yeah, but I'm not casting him.
so-
You're casting him.
No, but
So,
I'm
okay, but-
saying, why wouldn't we start it now? Why wouldn't you start to introduce him now so that by the time Tom Holland leaves, he actually means something? You want to
I
start.
feel like
it
they
new.
are they not? With because I thought the theory, well, unless a lot has changed since they fired Jonathan Majors and got rid of Kang, so I don't know what they're doing with the Into the Spider-Verse shit anymore. It all connected at one point. He was supposed to come from animation to live action. So if that does not happen any longer,
Am I just doing Marvel theories for fun? Am I just writing Marvel stories in my office? Is that what's happening right now?
he was supposed to that whole thing was supposed to, there was even that deal where Miguel was working with Kang, and that little thing he had was like a Miss Minutes type of deal.
Freaky Darius, you better be making this shit up because I swear to God, I said
No, I swear.
They should have made Miguel go into like a real action looking for.
They were going to,
Miles,
yeah. That was
they in my head.
that was
dog.
the deal.
They in my brain.
That was the whole deal before they,
Yeah, thank you, Urban
Next
Guru. Stop
Kang.
telling us to wait. Damn it.
Yeah, that's
Nintendo
what they
Switch.
had.
Nintendo Switch did very well. It was the 7 years, and they said, no, we're going to wait one more. And they waited to get to that 8th year. It is to the betterment of that product to wait that extra year.
This is not a Nintendo Switch. This is not a Nintendo Switch. It is a character that has a very finite window
No, he
to
doesn't.
maximize on his popularity until it starts to dwindle the opposite way.
He has an animated movie that should be coming out next year.
Yeah,
Who?
sure.
Miles?
Miles.
Ooh, have you not heard?
Yeah, it's getting delayed. It's probably going to get delayed.
They were talking
even better.
2029.
Even better.
2029?
Well, the
Let me
fact
tell
that
you,
the hype for
see how
the
much-
character.
I could give a flying shit at 2029. When did part 2 come out? 20. So 2023, and if we were throwing stones at Invincible for doing 2.5 years from season 1 to season 2, 2023, 2029, and you're gonna pick up where these two niggas were staring at each other one hand, I'm not gonna care, like at all.
my
I'm just being
God.
honest.
So
I'm just
again,
being honest.
yeah. If that's what's going to happen, then
So
definitely.
the
they
first
might be on
Spider-Man was in
the
2018. This one was Miles. Spider-Man was 2018. Then it was 2023, and then it'll be 2029, which is what, another 5 years or another 6 years, an extra year.
6 years. Hell no.
All right. Well, it's just one more than that extra fifth year. I don't feel like the momentum's going
You're
anywhere,
completely
and I feel
phased
like
out of your age group. 2018 to 2029.
So
Those kids are not even. They're not kids anymore. They're adults.
Spider-Man No Way Home was so long ago in 2021 that when it does happen, you're gonna see that the time away is to do favors for the character. No one is sick of Peter Parker, Tom Holland.
Chill, I'm not saying nobody's gonna be sick of Miles. I'm just saying I feel the same way.
8 Spider-Man movies, fam. It's not comparable. You were talking about introducing a character into live action from animation. That's the only place he's ever been seen. Comic books and animation. So it's a crossover that is not really done. That is not really heard of. It's not really likely to succeed. They only had this opportunity because, surprise, surprise, the animated films did well, and there is currently today there is a thirst to see the character in live action. If you're telling them to wait another 6 years and just expect that thirst to be there in 6 years, Beach House in Idaho, dog.
I don't want them to wait 6 years. I would like for the movie to be out this year. It's not. I thought it was coming next year. But that's how I started. Actually, Darius is the one who told me it's coming in 2028.
You said they should wait 10 years. 29. You said that they should wait until Tom Holland is done playing Spider-Man, and then Miles can get on screen. That's exactly what
I do think that. That's what I think. But
now you're talking out of both sides of your mouth.
No, I'm not, because you interpreted my words as if the It I was talking about was the live action appearance of Miles. I want it to be soon, meaning the animated film.
But you don't. So if you could get him on live action first before the animated film, you don't want that.
No, he's doing his thing in an animated version. That's cool. It's working for him. And plus, the appetite for Peter Parker in live action with Tom Holland isn't satiated yet.
Would rather
to bring him in there and be a character who impedes on getting real Spider-Man would be to the detriment of the character. It's fine. We disagree, but I've said my piece and you said yours.
Yeah, the point I was saying, I'm not talking about him as an appearance. I'm just talking about if from the second Across the Spider-Verse, whatever it is, to 2029, that's you're at Sony. I'm not you. Sony is asking a lot for people to care. Not saying I don't care about Miles. I still care about Miles, but at that point, because I look at this the same way I'm looking at Euphoria. I don't even remember what happened in season 2, and now we're doing because you waited so long. It's just like I would feel the same way with this film. You have waited so long, delay after delay. From my understanding, they haven't even done voice work. They still haven't done voice work.
So 2029 is probably ambitious. They haven't started any pre-production. They haven't done anything.
We haven't started reading super chats. We haven't done anything. Let's get into it.
That I will retire with the ring, and I will retire with the crown. Yes, no, I'm not lucky, I'm blessed.
Yes.
Clap for the heavyweight champ, me.
They started Daredevil off wrong. You want to read this one?
Oh no, I was pointing at Marcus to finish. Young Money raised me. Come on.
That ain't my Stilo.
That's funny.
$5 super chat from William. Appreciate you.
Thank you, William.
About 20 minutes ago, he told us when we were talking Daredevil that they started Daredevil off wrong by him getting smashed before his story even started. Smashed in what sense? You mean with She-Hulk?
Yeah,
yes, the walk of shame.
Walk, yeah.
Yeah, people keep bringing that one up like it's a problem.
I think just the show, the show was so bad. And for shits and giggles. No, it wasn't. But the show was. And when you look at the show, and then you had him show up at that little family picnic where Scar's hairline was pushed way the fuck back, and that didn't look good either. And it just you attached him to She-Hulk. His first appearance in the MCU was attached to She-Hulk. And that just wasn't fun. So, and just for shits and giggles, the other day, I watched the fight between her and Titania. And the only reason I did that is because I just picked up the Titania Hasbro Marvel Legends character. She's great, by the way. Just picked her up. So I was like, hey, because I need to set her up with my She-Hulk. I'm like, let me go see that fight. Holy
bullshit.
They probably should just scrub it from Disney Plus. Take it off.
The fact that court scene, or the court scenes in that show, and the court scene that people watch in Daredevil exist in the same universe is an embarrassment. It's embarrassing. Like, how did you make both of these shows? And both of these lawyers practice law in the same city. How? How, Sway? How?
I thought that same thing when I was watching this last episode's all the court scenes. I was like,
Just like a night and day. Like
Yeah.
It's almost like they practice in law in different countries.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
One more super coming out of Dre Mack, the Dre Mack Show.
Money big, Uncle Phil, twin Glocks, feeling live. Niggas hate Uncle Tom, spin them off me, carousel, get them off me, go to hell.
Yo, shout out to the team. This
Appreciate
isn't
it,
a
Dre
prayer
Mack.
hand. The guy who spoke up, he said this emoji, it's clap, it's high fives. Shout out to the team. Kevin got to step out the way.
That's typical black.
I'm
people. We
praying.
take it and we make it our own. Like we decided that this was prayer hands. Okay,
Yeah. Prayer hands.
you don't own it anymore. It's ours. We appreciate you for giving it for us, though. Prayer hands.
You talking to Steve Jobs? Who
I'm
invented
talking
this?
to whoever created the emoji, whoever came out and verified that it was actually a high five emoji. Dog, let it go. We changed it. It's ours. It belongs to us. Thank you.
Well, you're assuming that it was an undermelanated person. Maybe it was someone who
Regardless of who it was, it's been obtained. We got it. We tried it. We rated it 1 through 10, and now it's ours.
Dre said shout out to the team. Earlier today, he did a live stream where he was covering our takes on was recast T'Challa. It always is. And so if you guys want to see him reacting to us, this is the channel, the Dre Mack Show.
Shout out to the Mac.
Thank you, Dre.
His name's DeAndre. I think that's what the Dre stands for.
That's crazy.
I think it is. Yeah. That's authenticity. Next super chat, because it's raining super chats here on Planet Fanatics Chillmonger Pantheon. It's raining. We're so paid.
Number one hustler getting money. Why you wanna count my money?
Hey, it's Michael Nemo with the $10. Disney has never had a product that made anyone pull their blanket over their face, or a product that was visceral. Are you sure about that? Disney never made us feel emotions like that, where we're going, yikes. No, they've done that. I just can't think of one right now. But the X-Men 97 episode 5 names Gambit. Remember it? That was sick.
But that is a project from 2024. Like when else have they like visually gripped you like that to where you had like a jump scare?
They had some popular animated films, BITD. End of story.
They did.
What's BITD? Just so I know, BITD is.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, before. I don't know.
Maybe it's a typo.
But Marvel did used to invest at least a little bit of money into like standalone animated films like DC was. I don't think they really competed, so they gave up. It's kind of very, very Disney-esque. Oh, back in the day. Yeah, there we go.
I feel like I should know that. Back in the day. Okay.
They definitely did. I just don't think that they competed well. There's an X-Men anime out, I think, on Netflix or something like that. One of these just random watches, but yeah, there's definitely a X-Men anime out there. Wolverine, Storm, Jean Grey, Cyclops, all of them.
Was it anything
on
like this?
Netflix?
I believe so. That's where I seen it at.
Another super chat.
You gon' think about me when I'm gone. I need that money like the ring I never won.
They had to create touchstone films or buy Marvel and Star Wars in order to attempt a solid product other than cartoons.
That's a
Okay,
fact, Michael
that
Nemo.
kind of reminds me of how Searchlight was the one that produced Magazine Dreams. Searchlight was doing the Rye Lane, is what it's called. You can catch it on Disney Plus. They have these subdivisions to fulfill those needs. Budgets that are really, really, really small. Disney outsourced to get Marvel. They acquired them now, and it's homogenized now. It's a Disney product where they should have definitely kept it a separate, a divide with those guys are doing Marvel, and we just don't really interfere with it. Thanks to Marvel's brand not being associated with Disney, we're better off.
That's not the Disney way, and honestly, it's probably never been. Disney is a company of acquisitions. They are not a company of creativity. They do not create, they acquire. And even when you get down into the nitty-gritty of some of their animation stuff, you really start to find that there's a lot of stolen concepts in there. There's a lot of repeats of things that were smaller and lesser known and tied up in court for lawsuits, copyright infringement. Like there's long history of a lot of that. Then you get into the early 2000s and it becomes, well, we won't deal with the legal battle of just straight up stealing from artists. We'll just buy their companies. We'll buy their startups. We'll buy Pixar. We'll buy Marvel. We'll buy Lucasfilm. We'll buy Fox. So we don't have to compete with anybody. And by the time anybody finds out that we can't actually create any of this shit, we will have already made money hand over fist. They have what? 3 of the largest grossing top 5. 3 out of the top 5 of the largest grossing films of all time.
Avatar,
under the Disney
Spider-Man,
yep,
Avengers,
yeah, of all time under their umbrella, and they created.
They have Star Wars as
none
well.
of it. I guess the Avengers films count. They do.
Don't they have Frozen though? Don't they have certain? That's a huge franchise, and I don't think that's another.
I don't think it's one that would have built the House of Mouse, but yeah, it's one of the good ones. Moana's like that, right? Moana's a very good IP.
It's 2 recent ones. Inside, oh, that's Pixar technically. They've got 2, and then it's girls.
We would have never, animation wise, we wouldn't even made it to this day if it wasn't for some of those titles that they allegedly, Lion King, what was the other ones? Rescuers. Like those early to mid 90s films is kind of what pushed Disney into a more viable place, at least in the animation space. They wouldn't even have been healthy enough to buy Pixar.
And they're based off of already told tales like Pocahontas and Little Mermaid. They're kind of things.
Well, no, I'm saying they straight up stole Lion King from a Japanese animation company. Took the concept, slapped a new soundtrack over it, and called it Lion King.
Was it Kimba the White Lion?
Why you be in my head, bro?
Well, no,
I think so. That sounds so familiar. I think it was Kimba. Yeah.
That's knowledge, bro.
Came
Kimba
out about
the White
years
Lion
before,
manga series. Yeah.
Nothing like the no. Again, go ahead and look it up, right? Raymond. They definitely got sued over that. I mean, you can argue in Disney's favor if you feel like they didn't take it, but there was definitely a story arc where I think Kimba went off and took a quest, came back home. It's first of all of it's copying Hamlet to begin with. It's
not Kimba, not Kimba. Drop the K, you got Simba.
Feel me? Do you feel me?
Hey,
I don't know if that's the hill to die on, Raymond.
don't let them know this white lion got race swapped.
They said Simba.
And again, maybe this was a frivolous lawsuit. Maybe it was. I don't happen to think it was, but maybe it was. They also have a history of running into this, though. This isn't the last or the first project where they've been accused of stealing somebody's concept. So
Another
we stop
super chat.
stealing and just start buying.
Money, money, money. You just mad cause your ass is old. First thing you do is just pick up the phone.
I wonder why they didn't just use Sophie Desrisu to replace Jonathan Majors. Well, we are an anti-replace Jonathan Majors YouTube channel, right?
You thought they were going to kick out a black and hire another black? Absolutely not. Oh, well, I guess they were going to do it with Coleman Domingo, huh?
I had never heard of this human being before right now. What has he been in? Sophie Derisu.
Gangs of New York. Not Gangs of New York, Gangs of London.
The Gangs of London, right?
Mm-hmm. And
34 years old. Jonathan is 35, I think. So, yeah.
This is that anime?
No, this is the dude that they said should have replaced Jonathan Majors.
Oh,
Somebody.
this deal.
It's like she lighter
Well,
than
of
Halle Berry.
course. Of course. But I did want to show this too. This is Phase 5. So, like,
Hold
this.
on. You jumped on my joke. Like,
oh, I'm sorry. I know you were telling one.
We can't hear the Japanese, but if we could hear it, would sound something like this.
You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate the super chat, William Moloch, $2. He says Miles is already in the MCU. I do know what he's talking about. At Homecoming, during Donald Glover's scene, he's like, "Hey, Peter, or Spider-Man, I got a nephew around here," and we know that he was playing Uncle Aaron, right? How old is Miles Morales, and was he even blipped? His age really isn't that important. He could be 0 years old.
He can't have no other nephews. Okay, let's sure. Let's.
He might be. He might already be in the MCU, but Amy Pascal has already said they're going to do their Miles movie. I don't know if she said after Secret Wars. I don't even know if she mentioned Secret Wars, but she said they're going to do their Miles movie. Okay. Let me get that exact quote.
Gotta use Secret Wars, man. It's just.
Homecoming canonically happened 6 months after Civil War, so let's call it 2017. Miles is 0 years old. By the time we get to when he's supposed to be 15, it's 2031. And then if he was blipped, you can, add another 5 years to that and make it 2036. 2036.
We're not doing this. Not doing this. Let's move
There's
on.
no clock on his age. Anyways,
this is what Amy said. Spider-Man producer Amy Pascal, so that he's in the MCU, sure, but I don't think they're using that. Anyway, Amy Pascal confirmed a live-action Miles Morales movie is in development, but is not happening until after 2 more movies are made, likely referring to Beyond the Spider-Verse and live-action Tom Holland film.
Well, the Tom Holland film is coming down the pipe. You just need to get Beyond the Spider-Verse out.
Now let's look at because it did say that.
Phase 5.
What about Phase 5? Oh, what they were showing.
Whatever.
Oh, this. Yeah, this is Phase 5. That's Phase 5. That's what we've got.
I like Deadpool and Guardians.
Yeah, Deadpool, it's fine for what it was. It's a fun film. Guardians, good film. Loki season 2, I did not like. Agatha, unexpected. Captain America, Brave New World, no.
No Captain America.
The Marvels, good lord. You know what? Out of all of these at the bottom that are really people, I don't think Secret Invasion gets enough criticism. I don't think that shit. I know that shit is awful.
How did they fumble so bad? There's still 4 million Skrulls on the planet, and nobody gives a shit. No one cares.
No one cares.
4 million shapeshifters on the planet, and no one gives a flying fuck. They got Harrison Ford up here talking about adamantium at his State of the Union address. Man, what about these aliens?
Oh, I thought they told us at the end of Secret Invasion that some of the government officials, so people that were in that room, could have been Skrulls.
So fucking tired of this shit. Nothing's connected anymore. We're not studying our books. We're just saying and doing anything.
Shit.
I'm tired of it.
Oh, that is funny. Yeah,
Sick of
no,
it. Sick of it.
that shit's it. That's phase
But
5.
was Phase 5 really worse? Because I mean, we definitely had worse TV shows. I don't know if we had worse movies. Because you did have Guardians 3, you did have Multiverse of Madness in Phase 4. Those were good.
I happen to like Multiverse of Madness.
I did too. And I also like Guardians 3. So
Yeah, me too. I like Guardians.
There was nothing. There's nothing comparable in Phase 5 to those two films. I don't pull that up again. Let me see again.
But Guardians is Phase 5.
Was it?
Yeah, Guardians is
I
Phase
thought
5.
that came out after Multiverse.
It did.
So the split from Phase 4 to Phase 5 happened in the middle of the summer?
It was after Wakanda Forever, before Quantumania. That was the phases that changed in the middle of January.
Oh no, it's the end of the year.
It's stupid without having an Avengers. Why even call them phases? I don't get it.
I don't know. And also without connecting the narrative of all these projects, why would you call it a phase? How is it a phase? A phase of what?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Stamina. Phase 5 started with terrible Quantumania. Lord.
I don't know about terrible, but worse than average.
Sure.
Than your average Marvel movie.
Chill, have you gone back and rewatched? You know, when people say this, I often, this is always my question. Have you watched when's the last time you watched it? Theaters?
I gave it 2 viewings and I haven't returned to it.
Return to it. Return to it. Return to it. I'm serious. I did. Return to it. Return to it. And then let's revisit this conversation. You tell me if it's not one of the worst things Marvel's done.
I loved when he was an Avenger, or what's his name? Yellow Jacket. You're an Avenger now. Yep, I'm in. Yep, you're in. You're in the Avengers now. That was funny.
It was not.
But yes, Stanley dipped at the correct time.
Shang-Chi, that's true too. What phase was that?
4.
Shang-Chi was good. Shang-Chi was good.
Yeah. Phase 4 had Spider-Man No Way Home, Doctor Strange, Shang-Chi. Black Widow was all right.
It had a much stronger film performance. It has the only 2 Disney Plus shows anybody gives a shit about, and Loki and WandaVision.
Yeah, I like Falcon Winter Soldier also. Hawkeye was good for the beginning. Hawkeye was all right. Yeah,
it
Phase
just
4
doesn't have the lows. It doesn't have a She-Hulk. It doesn't have a what's another bad TV show that they had?
By the way, this is true.
Echo.
Jonathan Majors was great in
He
Quantumania.
He is the only thing, but you've got to get past the walking, talking, shooting buildings and the glob that talks and eats
and
things.
The losing to ants.
Yeah, the losing to ants, the weird.
Better go raid. The hell, not
TB
Ant-Man and then lose the ants.
TJ, it took me. I say that it really did. I'm not exaggerating. It took my 16th watch of Eternals for me to for me to say
that don't even count. You know what? I watched that movie 23 times, and by the 15th, I really began to appreciate some of the cinematography.
I still think that third act is garbage, but up to it, it's not bad.
Too long. The cast is too big. The concept is muddled, and they do too much. They took too many pieces away that can't come back now. Ajax, Gilgamesh, we just do. Oh, but by the way, we got Star Fox at the end. Like that was supposed to mean anything to anybody. Nobody knows the Eternals.
And that's another one that we're talking about how long until we see. I don't.
Harry Styles ain't coming back to play. No. You talk about somebody getting old.
Yeah, that
a 40-year-old man.
I'm talking about just the next time we even see the fucking Eternals. Is it gonna be Avengers? I mean, they still have it.
Is anybody going to say anything? Like if they never show back up, it'll kind of be like the Inhumans. Like it'll be one of those things that happened, but we just don't talk about it.
Like their movie, we just don't talk about the events of their. We don't talk about Arishem, how he still got two of these motherfuckers.
Arishem, because Julius Ono and Anthony Mackie lost their shit one night while they were drinking whiskey or whatever the hell happened when they decided to make this Hawk 2. But yeah, we're gonna keep him. We're gonna keep Arishem. But with the rest of them, the little aliens that live and reboot inside the middle of the earth, we don't care.
The deviants? Oh yeah, no, the deviants are gone. Yeah, they're gone.
Oh, I'm talking about the Eternals. They're a machine to
Yes. I don't know them showing up in Avengers or anything. I just I don't hear. Okay, so we know there's going to be a bunch of cameos, going to be a bunch of people we haven't seen, a bunch of characters. Even though Scarlett Johansson has got up there and said what she said, let her die, let her be dead, let her. When she walks on screen, the cheers, and I don't know that Icarus, or I don't know that they're getting that. I feel like a lot of people are going to be like, who? Like,
they're going to be like, that's the
Harry Styles.
He flew into the sun, that dude.
You and that external.
Yeah, so I just, Moon Knight's not going to be in it from what, according to the scoopers, which never made sense to me anyway.
Put the fries in the bag.
Yeah, it's,
But
what's the next movie?
They're just repeating the same mistakes, right? Like, oh, well, nobody wants to see Moon Knight right now, so we'll just kick him off for another 7 years. And by the time he gets back on screen, nobody's going to give a shit. No one's going to give a shit.
How long ago was Moon Knight? I had way different co-host.
I don't know if it was 7 years ago exactly, but it was by the time he get back on screen, it might be 7 years.
I think it's 22.
Moon Knight was 22. That's 3 years gone already. Does anybody see Moon Knight coming up in the next 3 years?
He's not on the slate to come out for anything next year either. So it's already 4 years without Moon Knight.
They lost a lot. They lost a lot when they fired Jonathan. That was also supposed to play out. They were really working on season 2 for Moon Knight because Ramatut and
very obvious connection. Yeah, very obvious connection.
Yeah, they messed up a lot. So I don't know. I'm very interested to see how this whole thing plays out. I do not believe Thunderbolts is going to be what they believe it's going to be.
Same
even
here.
Though there are a lot of people, well, I don't want to say a lot of people. I'm just going off some of the people that I watch that they are talking about, like, oh, I think that this is the one. I'm not even trying to be a shill, but this is the one. Well, I'm telling you, I don't think so. Daredevil is a household name. Red Guardian, Taskmaster, they're not household names. People aren't.
Darius, they put Taskmaster and Black Widow, and they want to show you the suit. They like, oh look, y'all, we fixed the suit. Oh, that's cute, honey. Yeah, go ahead with your little movie. Go ahead, yeah, show everybody. Nobody cares anymore. We know who's in the suit.
No one cares.
No one cares. We know what's in there. It doesn't matter. Nobody cares about Ghost. Nobody cares about Red Guardian. Nobody cares about fake Captain America. Bucky's dope. Yelena looks good. That's about it. Now, if they can make Bob a big badass villain like he should be, that'll win him some points. If he stays a villain, that'll win him even more points. If he plays a role in Secret Wars that is not, hey, I changed and now I'm good and I work for the Thunderbolts now, that would be peak. Do I think any of that is going to work out? I don't think any of that's going to happen, though. Not a single bit.
No. He is definitely going to be okay, because we know that they're going to be fighting the Void. He's definitely going to have to be the one to take down the Void, like his other half. He's going to have to. So he's going to be the good guy. He's also going to be nerfed in power, I believe, because again, like they say just in the trailer, What do we do? We're a bunch of guys that shoot. I don't know what you do either. So he's gonna, I believe, be nerfed in power a little bit. Now I don't know, man. I don't know. Some of the shots they showed in the trailer, I don't know. He might be, I don't know. I have to wait and see. What is that? Next month? No, May.
Yeah.
It's gonna go.
Wow. Again, how do they keep messing this stuff up, man? Why even introduce him if you're going to nerf him and then make him a good guy in one film?
You know what and I said this the other day. As soon as Marvel, as soon as Disney dropped that Lilo and Stitch trailer and it said May 23rd, I said that is my most anticipated film for May.
Yeah, it looked good, right?
I cannot wait to go see that movie. I really can't. Like, and I'm not even big on Disney's live action remakes, but that looks really good. I really like that trailer a lot. Lilo and Stitch, the live action trailer.
They did some work.
Yes, that looks great.
The trailer looks good, but they did some visual work. Does anybody remember what the controversy was when they first casted Lilo's older sister and
Nani? Yeah.
Oh, they were very pale. Oh, they did some post work.
Yeah.
DC needs to call whoever did their costuming and their makeup and say, "Hey, help us get Aaron together." I need Aaron to be the complexion of Marcus from Back of the Bus. How do we make that happen? Go.
Well, they just cast his mother, and forgive me, Soul Food, Welcome Home, Roscoe Jenkins, Shamar Moore. What is her name? Forget her name. It's the Soul Food, Food series.
Oh yeah. She's been cast as his mom, Nicole Parker.
Yes. So she is light. So they said, watch the whole family. Watch them all.
Let everybody get up, please.
All the stewards, watch them all.
Oh my God. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. She's about 25, 30-ish years older than Aaron Pierre. She's his complexion, could be his mother. Absolutely.
Yeah. So my May movie is Lilo and Stitch. Come on, Lilo and Stitch.
But you know they're not gonna market it well because nothing in Disney.
What a negative, Nancy! Like, why can't we be happy for a live action? They look super animated and fun. Music was on point, presented well. I don't know. I think she got in the sun.
Taken no prisoner. Yeah, she could have got a tan. Absolutely, she could have just got tan. We just know that was a big point of conflict going in. It doesn't seem to have played through in the trailer at all.
Correct me, and I may not know because I haven't done any real digging into the film outside of what they've just presented. Mm-hmm. Are we replacing Gantu with Colonel Bubbles or Bubbles? Because Bubbles is hunting Stitch, and he wasn't hunting Stitch in the original movie.
I don't think they showed us everything in terms of the aliens yet. I think they only showed it was a very brief snap of Bubbles, and it wasn't enough to define who the main hunter of Stitch was. So I think there's still room in there, and I think did they not? I don't know. Don't make me say if they
did they cast somebody for Gantu?
I thought
maybe they're sick because I thought at the end of the trailer I was like, okay, maybe they're just saving Gantu, you know.
Probably.
But I also think that they're going to tighten up that. I hope they tighten up some of that CGI for Quickly. He didn't look that great to me. Everybody was like, "Oh, Quickly looks so good." I was like, "Oh, I didn't think so." I hope they tighten that up. But everything else looked great. That movie looks. I'm ready for that one. So.
There's no surprising character turns unnecessarily. Everybody's in the place that they should be. It looks beautiful. Shot in Hawaii. I'm there.
Yep.
Perchat. It's $4.99. They stole a bunch of IPs and changed copyright laws to get away with it. It's documented.
Thank you.
They lost the Winnie the Pooh. Then they lost Mickey Mouse, but they kind of won because it's only Steamboat Willie Mickey Mouse. But they're losing them so far. It's for the first time in history that these IPs are going to become public domain. Everyone cares about Superman, S on his chest, lifting his car up on Action Comics #1.
You know, I think this is gonna be. Well, they've already kind of started it. It's a case study in how
I'm
effective
worried.
an IP like that can be after you've like really ran it dry. So they made the horror Winnie the Pooh film, right? And
Mhm.
obviously that's a very niche thing.
And an adult Winnie the Pooh fan.
And it's very adult, so you're also shrinking your audience a bit, but
And an X-rated Winnie the Pooh film.
that's the best that came of that, right? Like you guys won the bidding rights or however it works when it comes, or it's public domain, so anybody can do it now. But like that's how innovative we got with it. It's just a horror film. It's just not.
You can get your camcorder and dedicate yourself to making
You're
a
right.
Winnie the Pooh.
Now I'm not claiming to know everything Winnie the Pooh or be able to do better. I'm just saying how much opportunity is there with Winnie the Pooh after he's been with Disney for the last 100 years?
And then, man, let's get political with it. What's his name in Florida? DeSantis?
Yeah.
You just saw Disney used to have this like brotherhood with the politicians for the longest time. Now, ideologically, they've been to the opposition of Republicans. And boy, did they not get back on the good side of all these Republicans. And now the trans character in this Win or Lose show, it doesn't exist anymore. And sort of the stuff that they would be scolded by, they're appealing now to that right wing over there.
What I think happened is because the money people don't play parties, right? Because they got to work with both administrations. They know as well as we do, we're gonna be right here doing this song and dance in the next 4 years, anyways. It's more so that DeSantis did something that most other Florida governors wouldn't dare do, and he threatened the moneymaker in Florida over their financial status, and did so over something that I don't necessarily think was worth arguing over. But at the same time, if you're Disney, you probably just bow down and just let it go, because control over your own district where you do business is infinitely more important than whatever social cause you're pretending to support at the time. All right. So they took that fight head on. And I think even if it was a Democratic governor at that time, if the ask was the same, the calculus still wasn't there to make that fight. Just leave it alone. Just say, okay, yeah, whatever. And then use your First Amendment rights to do whatever the hell you want to. What you don't do is declare public war versus your governor. And you got all that shady shit going on anyways.
Yeah. Yes, they do. It's well documented, as as Buckstots just put it.
I guess so. Yes, they do.
Damn. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to change the topic, so you can say what you're going to say.
Oh, I was just going to say Kimba had a scar too. Damn.
Hey, Raymond, come on with it, Raymond. It was a scar in Kimba too.
And his voice in the English dub was also raspy.
Come on with it.
Oh no. I still love Lion King.
Come on with it. I just blew up your mind, blew up your childhood, didn't I?
It seems from your vacant expression, lights are not all on upstairs. But thick as you are, pay attention. Even you can't be caught unaware. Dun, 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 dun.
Be prepared for the chance of a lifetime. Be prepared for sensation.
No, we can give Disney that. Absolutely. Now, they know how to play the soundtrack. They've always been good with soundtrack.
Just listen to teacher. Yes.
Words. The king undisputed, respect. You gotta say the words, bro.
To see what a wonder.
Are those the only words you know?
That's the only one I know.
You know, they canceled that one because it resembled Elon Musk's people, so they changed it in 2019's version.
I'm sorry. Excuse me. What now? Say it again.
Elon Musk. You know Elon Musk, how he gave his heart to the people. There was a scene there.
Oh, because when they were marching, get the fuck. You know who requested that. You know who requested that.
That's why they didn't do.
That would have set the movie. I was very disappointed when they didn't do that song.
I was too. I was also disappointed in the relationship between the hyenas and Scar. I was like, why did you even change that? Like, why was that necessary?
It was that part, and then the triumphant return walk or run where he's doing it all slow and kind of picks up his pace.
Yeah, and they replaced it with Beyonce song.
I'm like, hey B, you had the whole credits to run your new song. You know what I'm saying? We did not have to pick this moment to introduce your new song. She just knew people was gonna be at the edge of their seats waiting for that shit, and that's what she put her. I was like, God damn it.
The best thing to me from that live action remake is the opening. That opening is magnificent. Live action. There's a video of Beyonce. Go ahead, Jill. You can change that.
Super chat.
Running through these checks till I pass out. And shorty give me neck till I.
And if she ain't a hoe,
To get up at my trap house.
Michael Nemo for $5. DeSantis did something that no other Florida governor would do. Wear shoe lifts in his high-heeled boots. And he was caught? Is this true?
Wear shoe lifts in high-heeled boots is insanity. That is crazy.
Because he's insecure about his height. Is he a short guy?
I didn't know. I wouldn't know. I've never.
The first thing I type under Ron DeSantis, Google finishes it with height.
Lifters.
Ron DeSanctimonious. That's what Donald Trump calls him.
That's what your king and savior says, huh?
Keep it light, king and savior.
Oh, that is hilarious. Shoe lifts in your high heels. This is crazy. I never understood the short thing, man. I'm just under 6 feet tall. I'm 5'10", and I think a lot of depending on the shoe, people just take me for 6 feet tall. So maybe that's what it is. I just don't.
You proved the point.
Short.
You proved the point. When you said the short guy over here, me and Darius are laughing at you internally.
I'm just under. It's never been
just under 6 feet. Only means that you're 5'11". When you skipped a whole inch to get to 5'10", you expressed your insecurity. Now you're interrupting me because I'm right. That you are a short person and you feel 5'10", which is the global average.
It doesn't offend me at all. You're very tied to your height, and I'm sure that's done a lot for you. I've done pretty well with the height that I am. It's never affected me athletically or any other ways. I don't have a complex about it because I still tower over.
Why do you have to defend it?
First of all, I'm not defending anything. I was just giving a viewpoint. You are the one who interjected. You're defending your height versus my averageness. So
I interjected.
Take it, sir.
And I didn't use my height. I spoke on you.
You absolutely did use your height. It's okay if you.
I said that you said
on being tall.
You said under 6. What are we doing right now? Look, this is the footage of DeSantis's heels, I guess, and that is bizarre as hell. And why is he wearing those?
If I did this, I would be like 6'2", 6'3". So it just wouldn't. I mean, I guess sure, it'd be a difference, but I wouldn't feel natural. Just kind of towering, tipping around.
Turn heads when you walk through the door.
I was really trying to sit here and find the audience reaction because it was a black theater where
when Satan off my screen.
when Beyonce as Nala says, "Lions, are you with me?" The shit the audience is saying is so funny. I cannot find it though.
Everyone's giving their height.
6'5" Raymond. Jesus, 6'5" for real? Damn, dog.
Raymond, it's not no damn 6'5". I'm 6'2". What are you, Chill?
5'5" is nuts.
You give me 6'2".
Hard. 6'2".
You give me 6'2". You could.
No, what? No, tall boy. No reason to pad your height at all. How tall are you?
Raymond is 6'5".
Don't pad your height.
I know what that sounds like, Marcus. I just don't like giving personal information out like that. So, like, I don't know if I'm 6'2". I don't know what the inch
your personal body bag. Like, come on now.
I'm 6'2".
All right. Well, we count centimeters.
I like being 6'2". I like being tall. Just the other day, I got asked by somebody at the store to get something down off the top shelf. I like that shit. I like that.
Was she pretty?
She was old. And when I say old, I mean like, rather old, grandmother old.
Y'all know y'all don't. You know what? Never mind. I'm gonna let y'all have it. It seems to be a confidence booster, so I'm gonna just let y'all have it. Y'all don't have to be 6'2" to grab the top things on the top shelf.
Look at him. He's like, we matter too. Look at him. And he's trying to pretend like
it's not a we matter to. It's that it seems to be an inflation of worth that you can get things from the top shelf. Fam, you don't got to be 6'2" to get shit from the top shelf.
Yeah.
Okay. No, you guys are special. Your butts are perfect. They're
okay,
pretty.
well, let me put it this way. I don't need like a chair or a step stool or anything like that. I just can reach up.
Again, more inflated.
Possibly even sitting down. Just reach up.
So you can sit down on the counter and grab something off the top shelf, Darius, at 6'2".
Hey, brother. Hey, I'm just saying. I probably can, open a cabinet, grab a.
Now he's.
I ain't tested it.
He can sit on the floor and get to the top shelf.
My wingspan. I tested my wingspan at the zoo with the eagle model thing they had. It was pretty.
We gotta get
the hair texture thing.
Important technology.
Animators have finally figured out black hair. Since the beginning of computer animation, portraying hair realistically has been a challenge. And as Theodore Kim, a professor of computer science at Yale, recently explained to The Guardian, to solve that problem, algorithms have been developed to create more believable depictions of hair. The only issue is most of those algorithms have defined straight hair or loose curls. There was no algorithm for type 4C hair, which features tightly wound curls. And if animators wanted to do it, they had to do it by hand. As Kim explained, they just had to go in and move each vertex until they got things to look okay. And so that's led to a lot of homogeny in animated black hair, or animators just avoiding Afro texture in general. But Kim and his co-author, A.M. Dark, a game designer and professor at UC Santa Cruz, have now developed a new algorithm for type 4C hair. It identifies 3 major characteristics of Afro textured hair: phase locking, period skipping, and switchback. As Kim explained to The Guardian, phase locking is when coily hair grows out as a helix or a spongy layer closer to the scalp before forming more defined curls. Period skipping describes when someone's hair leaps out of a curl pattern, adding the appearance of frizz around a curl, and switchback is when the direction of a curl changes, creating a kink. Dark is optimistic that these new tools will increase representation and the accurate portrayal of black hair in animation. Quote, with so many other things, whether it's food or music or fashion, when you prioritize black features, black cultures, it actually opens up creativity for everyone.
I was watching his eyes and he was like shifting left and right as if he was reading everything. That matters.
He probably was. That does look good though. That hair does look good. It's different from what we've seen in other animated form, because I will say that is one of my complaints with variations.
One Killmonger hairstyle, you know what I mean?
That is one of my complaints with Invincible. Every black person has the exact same face model, black male at least, the face model, hairstyle. I'm like,
like if you took Amber as the mold and removed all of the other aesthetics and just started building pieces onto her, that's how they get the other black characters.
Yeah, that's literally the nigga on the team that's on the Great Value Justice League team, with no powers. What's his name? Forget his name. Samson.
There you go. Yeah, well, he got powers now. He just not strong. Yeah, he got what does he got? Like, is it electricity? It's some kind of power thing. He lost them for a while and then he got them back.
Yeah,
I don't think it's bad that he's reading it 100% bad, but I like when people talk and they're more real than when they're sounding all prepared. That's just my preference of hearing people discuss this thing. Frozone. Oh, the Incredible. I thought he was making an Afro joke. Incredibles, right? Yeah, him. Mm-hmm. Samson is the bald. Not bad to read. Sometimes bad to sound like you're reading. Yeah, it is bad to sound like you're reading. Stamina gets me, right? You get me, bruv. It's a mud ting, eh?
Raymond said, oh, for goodness sakes, Joe. Oh, for goodness sakes.
I'm not that picky, bro. That's the way I like people who are real. Those are the people who I follow. That's why when Dre does a 1 hour live stream every morning and he's not reading off a script, you kind of get who Dre is. Dre Mac Show. I like real.
Yeah.
Done. Are we done? We didn't do Invincible yet.
Oh, we didn't? Okay, well, I will say
Oliver getting his knocked out.
Please stop.
I will say that this season has been absolutely phenomenal. This is a huge redemption from season 2, because season 2, in my opinion, was so fucking bad. I did not like season 2. I hated the long dramatic pause they did between the episodes in season 2. They did it in halves. I thought that was such a bad idea, and they've learned from that. And I've not read the comics for Invincible. From what I'm understanding, it only gets even more intense from here. It gets more jaw-dropping from here. You're going to have more, I'm like I said, this last episode, no spoilers, I'm talking to the television. I'm like, oh my God. Conquest, the dialogue that's a villain. Like it's great. It is great. It's like the animation, it really sticks here. You really can't, I'm not sugarcoating it. Like, there are moments where I was like, feeling like I'm on the edge of my seat with the emotion, feeling like scared for a character, like scared for what happens to this character, or what, just so many. It's a great show. And I think anytime that a show has that impact, at least on me, for example, where I'm able to feel that way about it. Yeah. Definitely watch Invincible if you haven't. If you're one of the people that has said you haven't thought about it before, watch Invincible.
Try to read this in British accent. Again, Invincible. Wait, hold on. How do you say invincible with a British accent? Invincible.
How do they say aluminum? They call it aluminium.
Invincible. That's hard. How do you do that? Invincible. Now I sound like I'm from New Zealand. I sound like Taika Waititi. Invincible. Oi! Invincible is peak. So damn good. Big up to everyone involved.
You done know.
I need some tweaks. Well, I'm not adding patois to it either. It's just like generic British accent.
Yeah, I kind of forget that
can't get the South Londoner thing. I'm not that advanced yet. Let me get there though.
The peak goes skrrrap, brrrrap ma, and mark and even boom.
I'm gonna just act like I'm from there. You see, like bro, Americans don't know where they're from, bro. They don't know where they're from.
Rhea, do what I did and just watch season 3 and get to know the characters from there. Oh, he's got a love interest in Eve.
Don't do that. That is a terrible way.
Season 3?
That is awful.
Why would
you telling me you didn't watch season 1 or 2? You just jumped right in on 3.
That's what I did, because I didn't care about the show that much, but I wanted to be in the know. I wanted to be over here and give you my review over the season and talk to you.
That's awful.
That's what
that is. So you have no connection to any of these people. You have no connection to any of these characters.
Not really.
You have not been on the journey.
Do you even really know what's going on? Like any of the
so everyone knows what Omni-Man did at the end of season 1. And
yeah. Sure, that's fine. But there's so much more to that. So did you feel anything in this last episode? Like, what did you like? How are you watching this episode and not feeling anything? Like, what did you?
All right. Now, okay. Now I'm about to. Don't.
No spoiler. Okay. No spoiler. Just how did you didn't feel shit?
No, it was deep. I felt things, but obviously it didn't hit the same way it's supposed to feel. I get it, I know, but I'm in the know. I want to have conversation. I can have conversations about this season. Had the theme of Mark always trying to question
No,
what
that's
does
hollow.
a hero do? How deep does he go?
No,
Is
I don't
healing
like
okay?
that.
Is
I don't like
redemption
that.
okay?
I wouldn't
Caesar,
watch your
I got to
review.
see the backstory and know
I wouldn't
exactly
watch
why
your
he keeps a
review.
little bit percentage of his faith.
I don't like
that's
that you just
damaged.
lied to us. I don't like that you made it. I don't like that. No, I'm not watching. I'm not watching your review. You can't tell me what Mark's feeling. You haven't been here with Mark. You ain't
I know
grown
all
with
about
Mark.
and I know about his mentorship and how he got his powers young, but
You
Oliver
would
got his powers even younger. And
He got
you
his
wouldn't.
powers what? He got his powers what? Got his powers. Never mind. You need to go back and watch the show.
You
he got his
do.
powers young, but Oliver got his powers even younger. I'm
No,
wrong
he got
about that?
he got his powers late,
Powers
sir.
late.
Late.
Powers well
He was
before
he
was.
he
after
he was
was
at
supposed
you.
to.
Yeah, you wasn't there when he was sneaking out, getting knocked out the sky by planes and shit because he didn't know how to use his power. You need to go back and watch it. Watching
Go back and
season
watch.
3.
All right.
Starting with season 3. What?
You know, I would combat
wanna
that,
watch
but we
this.
got a super
Nobody
chat. I'll
watches
play your
TV
favorite
like
one too.
I've been boozy since I left. I ain't changing for a check. Tell my mind I ain't forget.
Do you
I
walk
like
into
it.
random movies halfway through too?
Which textures would Storm have in live action in everyone's opinions? I want to rewind to the Storm anime. What we saw her having isn't right for what Storm should have had. Color, yes, but the direction in which the hair flowed and the straightness of it, nah. You have to change Storm's hair in every video game, movie, TV show, because the toy needs to correlate with the hairstyle, along with different costumes too. So when you ask which texture she would have, literally everything. I would think you have to do the cross braids at one point. I think you have to have the mohawk at one point, which I don't like, but I feel like eventually you got to do the mohawk version of Storm.
Well,
I
they're
don't like
talking
the mohawk.
texture.
I
They're
hate the
talking about
mohawk.
grade instead of style. So, like, how thick is it going to be? Is she going to have straight hair ever? Is she going to have really flowing curls, or is she going to have really locked down
flowing
curls, like
curls.
a fro? You know what I'm saying? Like
Flowing curls. The afro look might be like on a cameo episode of the Academy X season, season 1, season 2. She'll have the big afro just to switch things up.
Not afro style, but afro texture, where her hair is coiled closely to her head. It could be styled in different ways. With that, you could do a mohawk in that pattern. It's just that I think that's kind of what she's getting to. It's more than
the
just
type
styling her
4C?
hair differently,
Just
because
like what's it gonna look like?
the grade
far-
of the hair, right? Yeah, how is it going to sit in relation to your hair? How
want
is the
stiff
gravity
hair.
going to affect it? Yeah.
Then I want the stiff texture. I want the one that just because the hair is a different color than what's usual for people, than what's common for people, I should say. Just because that doesn't mean that it's not a black woman's hair.
Shit, everybody hair get white. Whose hair doesn't
It's
get
gonna
white?
it's gonna be in a mohawk too, because they love that damn mohawk. They love that mohawk. I hate that mohawk.
I do be tired of it.
Yeah, they
Like her
love it.
Brotherhood Days outfit. I'd be over it.
Yeah.
Bro.
Last thing I'll say, unless there's nothing else, they said James Cameron's wife bawled for hours after watching Avatar 3.
James, I wish he would stop talking about that movie. The more he talks about it, the more nervous I get. The more nervous I get. I just didn't feel like I heard him big upping the first 2 films the way that he will not stop talking about this third one. And it's making me nervous.
Really? I
It
feel like he
really
talked
is.
quite a bit about the second one.
Not about narrative, not about what to expect in the movie. Oh, this is going to be the longest movie. Oh, it's going to be the most emotionally gripping
Oh
movie.
yeah.
Like,
no, he wasn't talking like that.
why are you making guarantees? Because now I feel like that may be overconfidence. I don't like that.
Uh-oh.
I don't like that.
You guys hate me in the live chat. Holy smokes.
I
Go
kind
back
of
and
agree.
watch season 1.
Yeah. You
You're
really
doing
did.
activity.
Yeah, you really did just commit an atrocity.
What's going
What
on
are
here?
you doing?
Starting a Bundy cult or something I don't know about.
I agree with what Liam
Watch
just said
all
there too.
projects from the middle on.
Never
so
doubt
single.
James Cameron.
We got new rock stars and all these accounts that break down things for you. You don't need to watch it. Oh, speaking of new rock stars, I told you already. If you type the word T'Challa in their comment section, your comment won't appear. So salute to them. Give them the credit that they deserve. If you go in their live chat or in their comment section of a video And like me, I said, this season was based on an overhyped no-killing trope. Heroes can kill. Some of the best do, like T'Challa or Cap. My comment isn't visible on your accounts because I use the dreaded word T'Challa. It is a canceled term. That is how shill that they are. That if Marvel has a no T'Challa mandate, so do gosh darn we here at New Rockstars. I can't believe that. The slander continues.
I mean, what else do you expect from shill media?
Yeah, I would say go put some head over after this stream to put in Chill's comments.
No,
Invincible
go watch
season
Spoiler
1
Kings.
through
We're
3.
covering Invincible right now. Support Spoiler Kings.
Do that, but also go to Chill's channel and type in on his comments
Watch Invincible.
Yes, watch Invincible.
Right now, I think you're dubbed an Invincible fraud. You need to prove your bona fides by clearing out season 1 and 2 and letting
You
giving
do.
a detailed review.
You do. Because
I'm
I'm
not
gonna be honest
faking
with
anything.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't feel comfortable having the conversation with you about it.
I don't think we
I
should
just
bring
don't
it
feel
up.
right. I don't feel right. I was thinking I get to theorize with you about what that extra.
It's
I
kind of
was.
like Fight Club.
I
like,
was.
You just
I
don't
was.
talk
I'm-
about Fight Club outside of Fight Club. You know what I mean?
No, I don't know what you mean at all. I think I can watch Invincible on season 3 and review season 3 without context of 1 and 2. They do filler or they do recaps right before previously, and you get to understand what's going on.
Are you trolling me right now? Or are
I
you
wanna
actually giving
say-
a
I didn't
honest
care
opinion?
to spend all those hours on something that there would be low reward for. I
Can
want
you
to talk
name me
about something
else
current.
that you've done this on? It sounds like you've done this before. What's another
No,
show?
I've never done this before. I just don't care about this show specifically.
Oh, so it was just
I
fucking
checked out.
Invincible.
So it's just fucking Invincible, right? Yeah.
Okay, I got you. So this goes back to what I was saying initially. I don't feel comfortable having the Invincible talks with you.
It's the
It
Fight
doesn't
Club
feel
thing,
right.
right?
It
It's the
doesn't
Fight
feel
Club.
right.
You can't just be talking about Fight Club with anybody.
Yeah, it doesn't feel right. I don't like it. So
We did Sadie Sink
dirty.
casting rewind to like an hour and a half when we stopped Daredevil and got into Sadie Sink as Jean Grey.
I'm late. You guys talk about Sadie Sink. Yeah, yep. Red dot and push it all the way back to the beginning.
Is that the same Quincy from last week who was talking to us about Africans and how Nigeria has Damson Idris and how people will claim him in Nigeria more?
Was it? Yeah,
His name was
maybe.
Quincy.
Sure. No, sure.
I have no idea. I don't even remember that.
It was a person named Quincy. Could have been Quincy Woods.
I know you don't want to
I
talk about T'Challa, Darius, and I'm not going to talk about T'Challa for long. Damson Idris deleted the tweet where Damson Idris said that, what do you think, James Bond? What do you know? He deleted that tweet. His Twitter account is activated again, and that was deleted. So who asked him to delete it? Go on my YouTube channel to see more, everybody.
It's not that I don't want to talk about T'Challa. It's that I have nothing of substance to add to the conversation of T'Challa that is positive. So until I get some news, definitive news from Marvel Studios or something like that on whoever's cast, who they are playing, I'm going to be in a stasis.
Understood. Got it. They're still on my ass. Chill. You've waved red flags at the Bulls with the Invincible mindset. Did you do this with Walking Dead? No, I started from the beginning with Walking Dead. I didn't finish it, but I did start at the beginning. I might have like 3 seasons to watch. What are y'all opinions on Dr. Umar? Funny, we were talking about it before the show, and we were like, why are we giving it airtime? So we shouldn't give it airtime. But do you want to touch on that, guys?
About his no, it's late. Leave Dr. Umar's daughter where she at until we figure out that's even his daughter. Confirm the damn
Super chat.
I'm gonna get my
Thoughts. Chill wasn't with us shooting in the gym. LOL. Why am I reading it this dumbass super chat? You guys know.
That's
Nope.
true. You weren't with us shooting
Nope.
in the gym.
You don't get
Yeah.
me to read that.
Yeah, that is true.
You know,
I don't know how personal. I can't believe how personal you're taking it. I just don't really care about the show. I want to be like included in this, and instead of welcoming with open arms, you go,
You don't want to be included.
If Darius started watching wrestling right now, am I going to say, where were you for the Royal Rumble? Where were you for the other pay-per-view? I'm going to say, oh, welcome, Darius. There's a big pay-per-view called WrestleMania coming up. The Rock is going to be a contributor of that.
I don't know that that's the same.
Done the work. You're not interested in being ingrained in the Invincible community. You just wanted to be around for the conversation for this season.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yes,
you didn't see some of the atrocities that Omni-Man, committed outside of beating the shit out of Mark.
You want to talk about, we all know what Omni-Man did. No, you don't really know what Omni-Man did. You haven't watched the first episode of Invincible. This is ridiculous. We need to stop saying the word Invincible on this stream right now.
I remember when Omni-Man gave that big speech and how he broke the heart of Mark on
damn. Whoa.
There's so much more that Omni-Man has done.
I get the gist.
You need to watch the first episode of Invincible to understand who Omni-Man is. The amount of
hours I'm willing to give to this franchise, they should be grateful I spent this long on them.
Go watch the first episode to understand who Omni-Man is.
Until this man has cleared at least the first half of season 1, we will not talk about it on the show again.
I concur.
Absolutely not.
That is, thank you.
Thankful.
Omni-Man did some nasty work in season 1. I know that much. And this is somebody else that has not watched it as well. And they are even saying, hey, he did some nasty work. And you over here talking about a speech? You over here talking about the shit where he said, think, Mark? That? No.
That's a meme. How do we know you just didn't just get that from the internet?
He did.
Think, Mark. Think.
Our bro saw a TikTok edit and thinks he's an Invincible. I'll impress you guys. You'll see. You might even try this yourselves. There might be a show that's in season 3, and
there's not.
Let me just check it out.
I promise you, there's not. Not from there. I have to know what the fuck is going on, and you don't. That's apparent to me because you're stuck on the speech that Omni-Man gave. He gave.
Another edition of Planet Fanatics, or what was it called? It's called Pantheon. Sorry. In the books, all the topics we had. Daredevil.
You were fumbling.
Peter Safran.
Pantheon.
Looks like he's out. What else was there? Anthony Mackie and everything about do you try hard? We were teaching our kids the wrong thing. There's a little bit pessimistic, a little bit optimistic. Was he right? Is he wrong? We discussed that. That was fun. This was a great stream we had, beginning to end. A lot of contributions on the super chat side. Appreciate to Michael and Buck Stotts and the Glimmer Cast and to Dre Mac Show, who's actually in Dre Mac is right now. I think he's playing with the Spoiler Kings, one of those like online games. So go ahead and flood their channel if you want to participate in the next round, I guess.
Hey, that's fun.
Website. Yeah, that's cool. We should do one of those. No, we won't. We won't do that. Because then we'll just like argue about stuff and not actually play the game.
That looks fun. I'm coming up with. I'm working on something that I need to talk to you two about as well. But yeah, that looks fun.
There's something I need to tell you too, right? About our DMs. I DM'd this guy and he didn't even read the DM, and I can prove it to you, Darius. I'll show you.
Wait, what DM?
I'll show you in a second. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Outro.
Hey, I've been watching y'all every single time on Thursday and Friday because I swear to God, y'all switch up every now and then. But rock out. I'm fucking with it. I'm out.
I'm fucking with it.
Appreciate it.
I know.